When I thought I couldn't find my way out, yeah, I searched the God in me to find my way out. I know it can seem way out, but the Creator flows to and through me from way out. I'm talking way out, yeah. See, if you believe in the God in you, it's a better place. Creating the force and the power to live a better life. Know that love and joy and peace is one in all of the same space. That you were chosen just like God. That's right. I'll give myself. Only you can make the change. I'll give myself. Shine your head at you. I'll give myself. Shine so bright. From darkness to light. From darkness to light. Yeah. And you'll find your way out. Yeah. Oh, it won't seem way out. Yeah. The power of God will flow through you from way out.
Genesis, Detroit. Truth in the algorithm. Welcome to the live stream.
Yeah, live stream junkie with the mic turned on, breaking down the matrix while the lights stay on. Politics, religion, yeah, we question every claim, while the media playing narratives and shifting every frame. Ancestors speaking through the wisdom of Ifa, cosmic knowledge shining like a distant star. From Detroit to the world on a digital stage, dropping truth bombs every time I hit the page.
Welcome to the channel where the truth get deployed.
DJ Genesis live from Detroit.
Breaking down the system, every lie gets destroyed.
Tap in, subscribe, you rocking with the voice.
Welcome to the channel.
Where the truth get deployed.
DJ Genesis live from Detroit.
Breaking down the system, every lie gets destroyed. Tap in, subscribe, you rocking with the voice.
Debates on fire, got the comments going crazy. Asking questions that the system can't face me. From ancient civilizations to the modern day lies, connecting dots that they hide from the public eye.
Knowledge of self, yeah, the ancestors guide. When the full moon rising for the spiritual tide.
This the place where the truth gets exposed.
Every live stream, another chapter unfolds.
Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel where the
truth get deployed.
DJ Genesis live from Detroit.
Breaking down the system, every lie gets destroyed. Tap in, subscribe, you rocking with the voice.
DJ Genesis Detroit. Truth seekers unite, 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 unite. Stay away, stay away.
Ashe. Welcome. This is DJ Genesis Detroit, and we are here on this Sunday, and we are going to talk about something that I don't know if everybody's really thinking about. People are talking about the Iran conflict. People are talking about the, Tasha K. We're talking about Cardi B. We're talking about relationships and all these different things. But the question is, the draft is coming. Are you prepared? And I have a poll. Like, if you guys can, answer the poll. Would you allow your kids to be drafted? What would you do? If your child, your young man that you done raised up and taught him good things, trying to go to college or whatever, maybe he's an athlete, and those are the prime ones that they're gonna get. Would you let your child be drafted? And what would you do to stop it? So let's go into this video right here where we're talking about the fact that, thousands of troops are now, being deployed right now as we speak, if you're not aware. So let's go.
And this is a really big one. We have been talking about the possibility of ground troops, and it seems like the Pentagon's announcement is moving in that direction. This is obviously not going to be good for anyone, especially the United States, but you got to see what just happened here. Before we get into that announcement from the Pentagon, I do want to show you, I think maybe this was the moment when it was decided that this was going to happen. There was an interview that was conducted with the Treasury Secretary on live TV, Watch this, guys. Shout out to Hustle Bitch for this one. Trump suddenly pulls Treasury Secretary off live TV. He returns visibly shaken and nervous. Watch his face closely. Right in the middle of a live interview, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was abruptly stopped and told he had to leave immediately. So let's take a look at this video, because I think this is probably when the decision was made. Check this out.
I listened to you on the...
The president wants you. Sorry, the president wants you right away.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem at all. See you shortly, Mr. Secretary.
You can work that in.
Mr. Secretary, I have to say, it's a first, I'm sure a last as well, that an interviewee's been pulled away to go to the Situation Room.
So he was told at that point in time that President Trump wanted to speak to him during a live interview. So this interview was live at the time. Listen to what he says after this.
How was the president? Was he stressed?
No, the president is in great spirits. The Iranian mission is proceeding well ahead of schedule. And I have to tell you, Wolf, that I've a teenager who's considering military service. And I could give this team my highest compliment, from President Trump to the head of the Joint Chiefs to the Secretary of War. I would say that I would trust my child's life in their hands.
Did you notice how shaken his voice was? If we go back to here, he seems so nervous. And he also says that, oh, well, I have a teenage son and he would love to volunteer to fight for. Why would he offer up that information if something wasn't about to change? Watch again.
Is in great spirits.
Honey,
the
voice crackling.
Iranian mission
crackling.
is proceeding well ahead of schedule. And I have to tell you, Wolf, that
Why does he have to tell us that? Why does he have to tell him that? And I have to tell you that I have a teenage son.
teenager who's considering military service. And I could give this team my highest compliment, from President Trump to the head of the Joint Chiefs to the Secretary of War. I would say that I would trust my child's life in their hands.
Man, he don't sound convincing at all.
He obviously does not believe that. I don't think anyone should trust their child's life in these monsters' hands. Why would he offer up that information? I'm going to show you why, or what I believe to be the reason. The Pentagon just made a damning announcement, and people on social media are already like screaming at the rooftops about it. Americans don't want this. Number one, we don't want this war, but Americans also definitely do not want their damn kids to be sent over there to fight this war. And this is the announcement that was just made. The Pentagon is moving additional Marines, warships to the Middle East. Wait till you hear the number, folks. This is breaking news. The Pentagon is moving additional Marines and warships to the Middle East as Iran steps up its attacks on the Strait of Hormuz. This is according to 3 U.S. officials. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, which we'll hear from in just a moment, has approved a request from the U.S. Central Command responsible for American forces in the Middle East for an element of an amphibious ready group, an attached Marine expeditionary unit, typically consisting of several warships and 5,000 Marines and sailors.
As an owner of Walton Goggins goggle glasses, I know how to make slick-looking goggle/glasses, but I have no idea how to make slick.
I don't know why that's showing up. I got premium.
Guys, nothing makes me more angry than this. There are many of you that are watching that remember the Iraq War. There are some of us that remember having friends or family members deployed to Iraq, some which did not come back. Iran is not Iraq. Iran is huge. It's massive. So when you think about the destruction that happened of American troops in Iraq, all the people who were injured, all the people who died, and all the people that they killed over there, what in the hell do you think is going to happen with Iran? They are sending these guys and gals to go die. Most of these people are not going to make it back. This is visibly, we aren't angry enough. We're not angry enough. You might be that person watching this right now. Maybe it was your brother, your sister, your friend, your dad, your cousin, somebody in your family or in your friend circle who was sent to Iraq and did not return.
Did not return, you guys.
Now imagine that times 10.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't kidding when I said Iran is mountainous. I wasn't kidding when I said they are essentially walking into a death trap. This is absolutely insane. 5,000 going there. How many you think are going to come back? How many?
Man, this is going to be Vietnam all over again. And I don't think that our troops, if they're just going to be hurrying up, same thing how they hurried up and did ICE. They're going to hurry up and just throw some people together, hurry up and put them on over there, and it's going to be a bunch of bullshit. This is part of the Depop agenda. I believe that as well. I don't understand what the point is. Why are we being drugged into yet another war for no reason? I don't understand this. And they say it's about this whole 2030 agenda. I'm still trying to understand what they're trying to bring on this Armageddon. They're trying to make the biblical prophecy true. Just a bunch of weird BS.
Did you just see that Iran just bombed a U.S. oil tanker? And
then I think that they're also trying to say that Netanyahu might be, he might have been, he's deceased right now. So you understand, like, there's like a lot going on of a situation that we really don't even have any. Why are we getting ourselves involved with this? I mean, what are we doing? But people will say, I voted for this. Remember this whole thing all the way up until now. You had, when I was talking about ICE, when I was talking about all these different things, you had all these like these patriots coming up here. Well, I voted for this. ICE, baby. Well, guess what? ICE is being sent over there too. Didn't know that. Hey, when you signed up to ICE, that you could get deployed. Huh?
Guys are supposed to be able to come in and come back with their lives? What are we doing? What is this country doing? That's why I think the Treasury Secretary made that statement. And to add to that, why would he say it in that way? Why would he say, well, my son would greatly volunteer? That means they might be trying to do the draft. His teenage son is not in the military. What the hell is going on?
What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Well, let's talk about what's going on. Okay. Let's talk about what's really going on. Okay. Because I think that people, you know, when they voted for Trump, they were so boastful, you know, when it was just about immigration. People were getting up here. I voted for this. Trump is the best. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. Now, the people that got up here, I know that they have kids. They have like teenage kids. And I can't wait till their son get drafted and sent on over here. Let's hear what's going on for real.
In Iran, what exactly has happened? Here's the story from Fox 5 in Washington, D.C. The U.S. House of Representatives passed a measure to automatically register men for the Selective Service, updating requirements for the first time in decades.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Just as we're in war now, to be fair, they did pass this in December. So this was in the December NDAA, and the rule change goes into effect this coming December 2026. So starting in December of 2026, all males aged 18 to 25 years old, or really 26, will be automatically registered for Selective Service. Now, proponents of this say this will just make things easier. Don't you understand? This just makes things easier because before young men had to remember to register, and if they didn't, it was a felony. And although they never got prosecuted, but this will just speed things up and make things easier. It's just easier for them. That's what this is. And others say, yeah, right. You guys are just wanting to make sure that we've got a military force of pawns that you could throw at an enemy and sacrifice their lives so that you guys could continue siphoning off resources, making a gob of money, and you just need young poor men to go on the front lines.
Can I just say this? This is why I think that presidents should not be old as hell, because they lose their ability to identify with a younger person that could possibly be put into this situation. See, Trump is like 80-some years old. His life is at the last, he's on his last hurrah. So a war in his mind, and then he has a child, but he's preparing his child to be the next president. He's not preparing his child to be a military veteran or join the military. He got his son already gearing up to be in politics or be a child of affluence and money and this, that, I think he had a somehow $1 billion something that happened. I don't even know what it was, but something he had $1 billion of oil or something. I don't even know. So while Trump is trying to secure a future for his offspring by using this war, the war that our offspring are going to have to fight, but meanwhile making the rich people richer. This is what's going on. I mean, come on, Trump, come on, you're in your 80s. You probably got maybe at the most, if not maybe a couple more years, maybe 5, depending on if he's able to transfer a few organs out. If he's able to use some of that organ harvesting he's been doing to actually get some new organs and rejuvenate his life like they're doing in China. I don't understand why he would jump into this war. But I actually do understand. It's because he's trying to secure a future for his own offspring. He knows that he's at the end of his times, and so everything he's doing right now is for his children. And that's what we need to learn as Black people. We need to stop. We need to start thinking how these people in power are thinking. We need to be starting to think 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road for our children. We're so caught up in survival mode, but these people are not in survival mode because they got the money to be able to relax and think years and years beyond. While we're scrambling to pay the rent, they're doing stuff that's going to affect life 10, 15 years down the road. Let's go.
Okay, let's talk about how exactly this draft rule, what this has done. So before this coming December, the way it worked was there was no mandatory. It is mandatory to register for the Selective Service, but you had to go and physically do it. Essentially, you had to either register online or you had to mail it in at the post office. Or there were ways that young men between 18 and 20.
I hope they draft you first, bitch. Whoever this is, I hope your name come up first on the list. And they ship your stupid ass over there, and you get a transplant right over to fucking Iran, and they just shove a goddamn pistol into your hand, a damn M16, and tell you get it how you live. I hope that you need a transplant right over to Iran. I'm too old to go, thank God. I hope they don't do the old people trying to send us over there. Let's go.
25 years old could register for Selective Service. You're mandated if you're an American citizen to register for Selective Service within 30 days of your 18th birthday. Anyone who arrives in this country between the ages of 18 and 26 must register within 30 days of arriving to the country if they're in that age range. So who has to do this is all male U.S. citizens and all male immigrants in that age bracket. And that includes, when they say immigrants, that's all immigrants. They're not just talking about legal ones. They're saying illegal immigrants, we don't care. You have to register for Selective Service.
So what the hell? They got rid of all the illegal immigrants, and then now they're going to do Selective Service. So guess who gets to go in the military? Us. Guess who gets selected for the service? Is the poor whites and the Black people, because they done got rid of all the Latino, or not all of them, but you know what I'm saying? They got ICE trying to shove them out the thing, protecting them. They get to leave and go back to their country, or go into like captivity, while we get like selected for service in another form of captivity over to Iran, where our lives are being threatened. I mean, what's really going on?
Surface. Could you imagine? I wonder how many illegal immigrants cross the border and say, well, now I got to follow the law and sign up for selective service so I can fight in the war. Asylum seekers also have to, refugees, permanent residents, everybody in that age range who's male, except I wonder how it works if you identify.
Okay, so if it's not a world war, why are they doing selective service? And here's another thing. Who determines when it's a world war? Is there an announcement? Do they is it like extra, read all about it? World War III have started. I mean, when do we know it's World War III have begun? Like, is there like what is the things of that? Yes, your son's in the military. Man, God bless him. And I pray he don't get that steak dinner. Okay. That them crabs, you know what I'm saying? That lobster dinner, that they give you right before they ship you off. Trust me, I used to be in the military. You know when you're about to go, when they give you that real nice dinner, they fixing to ship you off. Let's go.
As female, maybe you could get out of it that way. There might be a ton of sudden trans males coming up. Like we might see a lot of young men turn in female pretty quickly. So don't be shocked if we see skyrocketing rates of trans males, trans women. But there was a narrow group of exceptions. And one of those being, if you're a diplomat's kid, like I think Netanyahu's son doesn't have to do anything except sit on the beach and drink a bunch of mojitos, right? While they watch everybody in their country back in Israel have to go to war. Okay, so what Congress did was they then said, now we're going to make it just automatic registration. Previously, you'd have to go and physically do it in some way. And then if there was a draft, then that would be run on a lottery system. And they would basically do it by birthday. They would have all the birthdays of the year, and then they would correlate those birthdays with certain numbers. And then they would draw a number out of the lottery, and that number corresponded with the set of birthdays. And those young men were called up for service, and that was automatic. They received induction notices. They had to go to war. When this happened in Vietnam, during the Vietnam War, it was pretty much right away. They didn't wait until they ran out of soldiers. They didn't wait until, we all of the ones that volunteered are dead, so now we got to turn to the draft. No, it happens pretty quickly. So don't think, we'll wait and see. And once we see a bunch of American soldiers dying in Iran, then they're going to do the draft. No, they might do the draft on us pretty quickly. They might actually make it happen faster.
No, they have to train them. They're not gonna wait until people start dying. They have to train you. It takes up to 6 to 8 weeks, maybe sometimes 12. You get in the Marines, depending on you got a tech school, whatever your job is in the military. So they have to have enough time, at least like a 2-month lead time, before they even able to unleash you out into the whatever the duty. So they're going to be doing it probably within the next couple of months. You're going to start seeing something going on. Trust me. You're going to start seeing it.
And Trump will make it seem, I would say that the Trump supporters will say, he's just doing it to scare Iran because we want to show them that we can assemble a giant military. But don't be fooled. A lot of young men before Vietnam, before they were sent off to Vietnam, when they received their induction notices, a lot of them did a lot of pretty extreme things in order to avoid being shipped off to war. My dad was telling me about some of the things that some of his friends did. Like one guy paid a friend to hit his leg with a sledgehammer.
Oh.
Another looked at a bright light. I think it was, where they're looking at really bright lights. It's not the sun, but something else, like in a factory, and tried to make himself go blind in order to avoid service. So people do some pretty extreme things in order to avoid being sent off to war. And a person should not have to choose between their life or life imprisonment because their government, the oligarchs, the corrupt, greedy, money-making warmongers in Washington want to use them for cannon fodder. It should be.
Shouts out to Kim Iverson for what she's saying, because, think about this. imagine people that just don't want to be a soldier. You know, they're just not. That's not what they want to do. And the lengths people will go to not do that, to have that choice. And here's the thing: is that I get it that people they want to they don't want to admit that this is like a jacked up situation. So because they made that choice, a lot of time people don't want to admit that, hey, that was probably like maybe not I love Trump, the greatest president in history. Okay, so are you going to sign up for selective service right now? Are you going to join the military and join the fight? If you love Trump, you should be joining the fight. You need to go ahead and like join, so that there's less people. All y'all that say that y'all love it so much, go ahead and join, so less of our children have to be inducted into this. It's crazy. The government didn't ruin America. All y'all that are supposed to be for the people who your team used to be ruined America. I agree. We're not trying to scare Iran. We're trying to control the strait, which Iran has been funding a lot of organizations to bomb our boats, which to stabilize our economy. Honey, this economy been destabilized way before this whole situation, though. Like, I don't know when it. Okay, all right, let's go.
Personal decision, but it unfortunately, in many countries, it is not, and young men are viewed as pawns on a chessboard to be taken out in order to protect the king. Will we actually have a draft? That's the big question. And like I said, in Vietnam, they didn't wait until everybody died that volunteered. And so now we got to turn to you suckers. Sorry about that. We're just going to force it on you. Usually these drafts happen pretty quickly on. Here's Tucker Carlson talking about what could possibly implement and trigger a draft.
And see, here's the thing, is that people will say, hey, I was in the military. Okay. Are you retired? Can they still bring you back? Can they bring you back? Because hell, if you under 40, they can still bring you back, sir. If you was already in the military, they could bring you back. Hell, they could bring me back and my old ass. But honey, they got better choices before they get down to me and me being old as hell trying to join. But I'm trying to tell you is that they can bring you back, because that's a lifelong contract once you join.
What does it mean to win? Well, the most obvious and often repeated observation about this conflict is totally true. Iran's threshold for victory is very low. It just needs to survive. The regime has to remain intact. Now, in order to change the regime, everyone pretty much agrees you would need ground forces. You'd need troops, boots on the ground, American boots on the ground, in order to do that. And there is zero appetite for that in this administration, much less in the country. Israel would like us to commit ground troops, obviously, but it would take a lot to get us to do that. It would take some sort of terror attack in the United States, probably, like not.
Yeah, honey, they're already doing stuff like that. There's already all kind of like things happening, all kind of shootings and things going on that people don't even know where they're coming from or whatever. They think that they're trying to blame it on terrorism, trying to make everything about that it could be a terrorist attack. A lot of psyops are happening. We don't even know what is real. Let's go.
Okay. First prediction, of course, is that the U.S. will use ground troops, because using ground troops will create a national draft. And what does a national draft do? It creates a civil war, right? A lot of young people are going to refuse to fight in this war. And this is going to create protests. Then America will have no choice but to deploy the National Guard. And this will create the recipe for a lot of civil conflict in America. Okay? Another thing that will happen is, because you use ground troops, you will lose.
And let me tell you how true what this guy is saying. What war have there not been protests? Vietnam, World War, every war has had a protest. You cannot go have a war without people protesting the war. So we already have protests going on with ICE. ICE is some of them being brought into the war, being shipped over there, whatever. Now you have this whole civil thing going on, and then now you're gonna actually start to have a draft and then bring us into a war. This is going to. What do you think this is going to do to the economy? Do you think this is going to help the economy by us being in a war? I think
lose the
not.
war, and then CENTCOM, which is the American military in the Middle East, will then transfer over to Israel.
Okay. So he has a bit of a different theory on that one. He says, yes, there will be a draft implemented, but that draft implementation is not because we're actually going to use the soldiers in Iran. I mean, of course we will. We'll definitely do that. But it's going to kill two birds with one stone in that it's going to create civil unrest here in the United States because people will protest against a draft. And when there's that civil unrest and the National Guard is deployed onto the population, and you saw a taste of that with the ICE deployments in Minnesota.
Hello.
2 Americans dead and massive amount of civil unrest. Now, that you think that level of civil unrest, you might have.
And let me tell you something. I believe that because we didn't get involved, Black people did not get involved in those ICE protests, and it didn't turn out the way that they wanted it to, and he wasn't able to fully deploy the National Guard the way he wanted, then he jumps into this thing, which is going to even trigger more people. And then the protest might be a thing where you see Black people getting like deployed over there. You might see more Black people. Because I believe that, listen, we don't, when we protest, I believe that that is the trigger for a lot of like disruption when it happens. You know, it gets a little bit more real when we get on the streets protesting. Let's go, Black people.
Said, well, that was just a bunch of liberals who don't like to follow the law. I can't wait for Americans to keep on with that narrative when it's it's not illegals who've crossed into America who are, you know, raping our children, which is what the narrative has been amongst those that wanted to get rid of all of the illegals in the country. You know, not saying they're wrong on wanting to remove people who are here illegally, but the narrative that they have is very hostile. Like, you know, it's rather than just, well, we just want to make sure people follow the law. It's, you know, we have to paint them into evil, like more evil than many of them really truly are.
Thank you.
And that same narrative will be pushed on, but this time on Americans. It will be those young men who are draft dodgers. Ironically, Donald Trump is one, but they'll still say, oh, they're a bunch of draft dodgers. Look at those draft dodgers. They just need to get out there and fight for America. These are anti-Americans.
Not even fighting
they shouldn't
for
even
America.
be citizens.
They're not fighting for America. This is nothing. We will not say that this is fighting for America. We tried to say Vietnam was fighting for every time that there's a war. We're saying we're fighting for the United States and our freedom. That's bullshit. We didn't have to join into that. Iran was actually complying. Why are we jumping in? Because we want to support Israel and whatever the hell their interests are, right? But what does that do to America? Makes us the enemy all over the place, right? So yeah. They can't see that he is not for America. Yes, he is a federalist. This is what it really boils down to.
They're so anti-American, but we have to throw them at a war. I mean, the narrative is going to become extremely hostile, and it's going to be hostile American against American. It won't be illegals against Americans. It'll be Americans against Americans. And the rhetoric will ramp up, and you'll see a lot of them bots online who are actually the IDF's, cyber units that are out there trying to stir this unrest and trying to get people to think that young men who don't want to serve in the war are evil, anti-American, anti-Semites. And so he's saying that this will actually be used to foment the Civil War, that once the Civil War gets going, then, you're starting to implement Steve Bannon and Miriam Adelson and Alan Dershowitz's plan, which is to have Trump serve a third term. And that is really the only way to get a president into a third term. We do change.
Can he really survive a third term? He is pooping himself, bleeding to death. I mean, all kind of just dementia all the way. I mean, pretty much they're going to be propping him up at some point. Third term, he going to be weekend at Bernie's, bro. They're going to just have his dead body just flopping around while they pretend like he's talking. I mean, because he is hanging on by a thread with his health as we speak. Why does he need a third term? Who wants a president that is ill like this, mentally, physically, to continue on to a third term? He need to step down, let somebody else step up. Come on now, let's go.
Presidents, even during time of war. So war with Iran is not enough to keep a president in power. You would need a civil war. You would need something America hasn't seen. And they're trying to foment that here by using these tactics that both Tucker Carlson and now Professor Zhang have have stated here. Now you might think, oh, that's crazy. Well, here is the Trump and Pete Hegseth being asked about this National Guard Quick Reaction Force, which is trained for crowd control and civil unrest. Watch this.
Secretary Hegseth, sir, a memo circulating on social media details the establishment of a National Guard response force that's going to be trained in crowd control and civil unrest and deployed in all 50 states by April of 2026. Can you verify the authenticity of that memo? And do you have any more information on the operations?
I'm not going to answer particulars on something that may be in the planning process, but we definitely do have multiple layers of National Guard response forces, whether it's in each state, whether it's regionally, whether it's Title 10 active duty, whether it's Washington, D.C. We've got a lot of different ways that constitutionally and legally we can employ Title 10 and Title 32 forces, and we will do so when necessary.
Okay, so they were asked this question around March 3rd, March 4th. That's when that was asked. And he was kind of vague on that. Well, we're not going to really specify. Well, now it has been confirmed. This is from the U.S. Department of War website. This was published March 10th. The 260th Special Purpose Brigade activated to strengthen security in the nation's capital. The District Columbia National Guard activated the 260th Special Purpose Brigade at the D.C. Armory March 7th. It is the only brigade in the Army specifically designed to coordinate military support to civil authorities and protect critical infrastructure in the nation.
When has this happened before? Well, then we have a person right here. No, he's not Joe Biden. Democrats elected a dementia patient. Remember that. And you guys cannot be this delusional. Let's go.
Jack Smith, former special prosecutor, testifying in front of the House Judiciary Committee, a lot of which, of course, was taking place during yesterday's live stream. So I didn't get to watch, the vast majority of it, but I think we had more fun over here anyway. So Jack Smith on Thursday goes in front of the House Judiciary Committee where he says in no, doubt about it, we had Donald Trump. He willfully committed crimes. I would have secured a conviction. And for the record, I'd do it again if you guys gave me the opportunity to. There was a lot of yelling and shouting, of course, between the Republicans and the Democrats. And of course, you even had Officer Fanone from the Capitol Police, who was present, obviously, during the Capitol riot, injured during the Capitol riot. And he told Jim Jordan what all of us would love to tell Jim Jordan. So a lot of fireworks at Thursday's event. But nothing compares to the mental breakdown that Donald Trump was having while Jack Smith was testifying. Because during the break, right, when I guess Donald Trump didn't have anything to watch on TV because they went to a brief recess, Donald Trump got on Truth Social, and in the span of less than an hour, put out 50 different posts and reposts. And not just about Jack Smith either. Trump was posting old video clips, pointing to followers' comments about ICE in Minneapolis, made unfounded accusations against Governor Tim Walz. He posted a clip encouraging the Supreme Court to allow him to boot federal Fed Governor Lisa Cook. He had TikTok videos of far-right podcaster Megyn Kelly interviewing former actor James Woods. He would repost comments that his fans were making on the posts he was making. The dude just absolutely lost his mind. And that's not even the worst of what he did. Those are just some of the weirder, more bizarre things that our social media addicted president did. He also, of course, called for Jack Smith to, for reasons unknown, be criminally prosecuted, saying this: deranged Jack Smith is being decimated before Congress. It was over when they discussed his past failures and unfair prosecutions. He destroyed many lives under the guise of legitimacy. Jack Smith is a deranged animal who shouldn't be allowed to practice law. If he were a Republican, his license would have been taken away from him, and far worse. Hopefully the Attorney General is looking at what he's done, including some of the crooked and corrupt witnesses that he was attempting to use in his case against me. The whole thing was a Democrat scam. A big price should be paid by them for what they have put our country through.
Do you think that President Trump who barely can't shake hands without bleeding, is typing all this? He ain't typing all that. That's his people saying that. And that's what's sad, is y'all really believe that this country is being ran by Trump, and it's not. Trump is a figurehead, guys. He is there as a puppet, like Weekend at Bernie's, and everything that is happening. He is just there as the scapegoat, to be quite honest.
I'm fine. I'm an American living in America, in an American state, in an American city. I didn't go through anything with that. In fact, the only thing I did go through with that was really disappointing and had a negative impact on me was when they just dropped all the prosecutions. Or, of course, I guess technically the fact that they slow walked it because Merrick Garland, our attorney general for 4 years under Biden, was one of the worst we've ever seen. One of the most pathetic wimps to ever serve as attorney general of the United States, and never should have been given that job. He was only given it because Biden felt sorry for him.
You see how it's just bullshit on both sides? Biden, that's bull. All these presidents are just figureheads. You guys don't even realize it. You guys are so stuck on Democrat versus Republican. You don't even see the wag the dog that's happening in front of you. The president the president ain't typing that up on Twitter. And he's not dictating it for someone else to write. It's his team. They're saying everything, and they're just saying, hey, this is what we're going to say. And I don't even think they even run it by him. Who knows? He's just sitting up there looking at the damn sky. Oh, look at the birds. The birds are real nice out there. Meanwhile, like all this stuff's coming out, making it like he said it, and he don't even probably know half of it. Because
Mitch McConnell stole a Supreme Court seat, which in and of itself is not a credential to be the Attorney General of the United States. So yeah, you can say I'm a little perturbed about that. But other than that, Jack Smith did not put our country through anything. If anything, he was trying to help prevent what did eventually happen to our country, which was you getting back into office and destroying everything that basically we have enjoyed and endured for, centuries at this point. But yeah, I don't think anything you've listed there, by the way, is one, real, two, a crime. But
I would say this is that, everybody wants to just focus on the whole, like that it's about the Democrats versus liberals until they child get drafted. Let's go.
Nation's capital. So the goal is to support public safety operations and to strengthen coordination between military forces and civilian security partners in the district. So it is for activation on American soil is what that is for. So it's been confirmed that they do have these quick reaction force, these National Guard quick reaction forces ready to go to basically quell civil unrest. The good old days. Remember this?
My honest guidance to those young men, and I think their concerns are very legitimate, but if you're worried about the world spinning out of control, if you're worried about a military draft, if you're worried about, God forbid, a world war, the best way to prevent it is to vote for Donald Trump.
All of your sons and daughters will end up getting a draft notice, the thing called a draft. Dad, what's this? Oh, congratulations, you've been drafted into the military. You're going to fight a war against a country that nobody's ever heard of. Isn't it true? Isn't it ridiculous?
That is actually ridiculous, Trump. And you are the president of the United States right now. And yet your administration is actively discussing a draft. That is what is being reported, that the White House is actively considering implementing a draft for this war.
Wow.
I would hope, but it's not the case, that Congress would have to declare war first before the president could enact a draft. But we haven't declared war.
But do they have to? Because he had been able to do stuff without Congress being involved this whole time. He just does it. So all the regular ways that we thought that things should go, you have to go like this and gonna be like this, and then this person gotta know. All that stuff been out the window. So do Congress have to declare a war before we draft, or can Trump just say draft? because I think this is what this is moving towards. I don't think that no one gives, he doesn't care about Congress anything. Let's go.
Since what, 1941 or 42, something around then, right? World War II. And yet we implemented the draft for Vietnam, which apparently wasn't a war. Here's Lindsey Graham. He's not even, he's Lindsey Graham's pretending like he's going to ask.
Up to our allies, step up, get our air bases out of Spain. They're not reliable. Move all those airplanes to a country that would let us use them when we're threatened by a regime like Iran. To our friends in Spain, man, you have lost your way. I don't want to do business with you anymore. I want our air bases out of Spain into a country that will let us use them. To our Arab friends, I've tried to help you construct a new Mideast. You need to up your game here. I can't go to South Carolina and say we're fighting and you won't publicly fight. What you're doing behind the scenes, that has to stop. The double dealing of the Arab war.
It has nothing to do with us. Here's nothing. I'm gonna say this. What they're doing behind the scenes is not our business. But I'm gonna just say this too. At the end of the day, okay, we have way more fish to fry over here in America than to be over here fighting a war that has to do with Israel and Iran and over there. You know, we have our own stuff to deal with. You know, hell, we still are dealing with ICE, but now all of a sudden you don't hear nothing about ICE in the news anymore. If you scroll down the timeline, I'm not hearing nothing about ICE. ICE is gone. Anything talking about what was the other big thing? The whole Epstein files, that whole thing. Not seeing that on online no more. All of this is like gossip, and some people are talking about the Iranian war, but no one is talking about that this could end up in a draft. Not as much as it should be by putting ground troops on the ground. And that's why I wanted to bring this, because I'm like, bro, this could be our kids. I mean, how many people, and I'm gonna look at the poll in a few seconds about how many people will say, you know what, I want my child to be in this war between Iran and Israel.
When it comes to this stuff needs to end. I go back to South Carolina. I'm asking them to send their sons and daughters over to the Mideast. What I want you to do in the Mideast, our friends in Saudi Arabia and other places, step forward and say, this is my fight too. I join America. I'm publicly involved in bringing this regime down. If you don't, you're making a great mistake, and you're going to cut off the ability to have a better relationship with the United States. I say this as a friend.
Yeah, we're pretty sure you're the enemy. In fact, you seem like you're an enemy of the state, kind of a traitor, actually, to the United States of America, doing all the bidding for Israel and saying that you're going back to South Carolina and asking them to send their sons and daughters over to the Middle East, he says. We all know Lindsey Graham's not asking. We know that he's going to demand as he pressures the president into implementing a draft. That is what Lindsey Graham is going to be doing.
And it's his grandkids being in the draft. And see, here's the thing. Make sure Barron signs up, unless he has bone spurs like Daddy Draft Dodger. You know, so did Biden, so did Bush, but we weren't it. Listen, from what I understood when I watched the news, they asked Iran to do this, Iran complied. They asked Iran to do that, Iran complied. Why are we attacking Iran? That's not our fight. Why are we taking on this? And now we're gonna lose our American lives, our children, over a fight over for Israel? For what? Because people want to bring on the next Armageddon or whatever they believe in, some religious thing. This is a religious war. People don't even realize this have to do 100% with religion and belief systems. Welcome to the channel, Reverend Green.
Good afternoon, DJ Genesis. How's your day been?
Good.
That's great. Mine's as well.
All right, so did you have something to say about the subject?
Thank you proudly. That's a great question. It breaks my heart that people aren't getting to the nitty-gritty, that Joe Biden is the one who signed that legislation off for the Selective Service to be automatic.
Okay.
So this automatic draft from 18 to 25 or 18 to 26. Listen, that was under the Biden administration.
Okay. So you don't think that this current war in Iran, that no matter what administration that the Selective Service thing was under, that this affects the fact that those people might get drafted? And then I heard that there was a rule change in the draft as well. So there's a change.
Let me hear that rule, please. What did you hear?
All right, let's go back. Here we go.
In Iran, what exactly has happened? Here's the story from Fox 5 in Washington, D.C. The U.S. House of Representatives passed a measure to automatically register men for the Selective Service, updating requirements for the first time in decades. Oh, wow. Just as we're in war now, to be fair, they did pass this in December. So this was in the December NDAA. And the rule change goes into effect this coming December 2026. So starting in December of 2026, all males aged 18 to 25 years old, or really 26, will be automatically registered for Selective Service. Now
at one point you could register. Now it's automatic. So you're saying it was Biden, but according to this news from Fox, they're saying that it automatically happens coming December 2026. Let's go.
Now, proponents of this say this will just make things easier. Don't you understand?
Let's go. Go ahead.
All I was going to say is that if you can, in the back link, there's a hyperlink where Joe Biden, President Obama, his third term, this is where he signed it off. It's in footage, real news. But
Okay,
I want to hear this.
So I'll go ahead and I'll play that because I'm a fair channel. But what she's saying
listen
just
to
got
them,
passed
too.
in December of this year. But let's go.
Could you put on caption?
Has been swift, callous, and brutal. It's barbaric. Putin's illegal occupation of Kyiv and the impending Chinese blockade of Taiwan has created a two-front national security crisis that requires more troops than the volunteer military can supply. I have received guidance from General Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, that the recommended way forward will be to invoke the Selective Service Act, as is my authority as president. The first to be called in a sequence determined by national lottery will be men and women whose 20th birthday falls during calendar year 2023. Remember, you're not sending your sons and daughters to war. You're sending them to freedom. God bless our troops and God bless Ukraine.
Okay, so there's still a lottery, what he's saying. That's the difference. In this, what this is saying,
it's an automatic lottery.
It's not a lottery, it's a mandatory. So I mean, I get what you're saying, but this is what she's saying is that there's no longer a lottery. Let me replay it.
Just makes things easier.
Let's go right
because
back.
before young men had to.
Let's go back.
Well, military draft rules have changed just in time for the war in Iran. What exactly has happened? Here's the story from Fox.
Okay, so you heard Biden talk about there's a lottery. There will be a lottery that happens, and a person from a certain age will be picked out the lottery and have to join Selective Service. So as of December 2025, that has now changed. So let's go. And then 2026 is when it will enact that every person, every male.
Well, military draft rules have changed just in time for the war in Iran. What exactly has happened? Here's the story from Fox 5 in Washington, D.C. The U.S. House of Representatives passed a measure to automatically register men for the Selective Service, updating requirements for the first time in decades.
So automatically, for the first time in decades. So you can't blame Biden for this. This is a new thing that got passed in December. Let's go.
Oh, wow. Just as we're in war now, to be fair, they did pass this in December. So this was in the December NDAA. And the rule change goes into effect this coming December 2026. So starting in December of 2026, all males aged 18 to 25 years old, or really 26.
Hold on. Not a lottery. Not a lottery.
Could you
but all
pause it?
males.
Could you
Not a
pause it?
lottery. It's
So when
already
she's
paused.
saying December 2025, right? Who was still in office? Who signed that? The auto pen, right?
Trump signed it.
No. Who signed it December 25, 2025? December 2025. What president? When did Trump come into office officially?
President Trump. President Trump signed the fiscal year National Defense Authorization Act on December 18th, 2025, which included provisions for automatic selective service registration. Okay. According to the Gilmore Mirror, the legislation changes the registration requirement for male U.S. residents aged 18 to 25 from self-registration to automatic registration effective December 18, 2026. So Trump signed it. Okay.
And now who signed the one before him?
That don't matter.
Automatically registered.
If Biden signed it, it was a lottery. It was a thing that you signed up for. In this situation, it's automatic. So that's the difference.
Okay.
Let's not.
Okay. It's clear.
If anyone
There
that
was some updates to it.
that doesn't even know,
Representatives passed a measure to automatically register men for the selective service.
Big difference. Automatically versus that you sign yourself.
Well, DJ Genesis, I'll just say this. You were right on that one. However, to your audience, Reverend Green has yet to put his armor on. You can't get through me like that.
It doesn't matter. It's like, dude, I mean, it is what it is. The proof is in the words. Like the pudding is here. President Trump signed it. It kicks in December 2026. Right before that, there's a war in Iran. And now it's going to be a thing for a requirement for all males, U.S. residents aged 18 to 25, from self-registration to automatic. That means all of your kids that's male have to sign up for selective service to be drafted. Period.
Okay.
Right? So this is not like me, being... Everybody call me liberal this and liberal that and blah blah blah. This is not that.
What's wrong with selective services? We had to go through it.
One is voluntary, one is mandatory, and then that people don't want to be drafted. Trump himself didn't want to be drafted.
Okay.
So it's crazy for him to make it a mandatory thing when he dodged the draft himself.
Service updating requirements for the first time in decades. Oh, wow. Just as we're in war now, to be fair, they did pass this in December. So this was in the December NDAA. And the rule change goes into effect this coming December 2026. So starting in December of 2026, all males.
Males. You hear that? All. Not you signing up, but all.
Aged 18 to 5 years old, or really 26, will be automatically registered for selective service.
Automatic. So that's the issue.
ISIS was doing God's work. So here we go. America strong.
Right. So this is a person. Okay. So let's go into what the overall. Let me just see what.
To travel the world.
Already. Let's go into
to learn skills and trades instead of being
Let's go into who's being deployed already. Let's go.
We don't need another Vietnam. We don't need another fucking Iraq war. And pardon my language, but this brings back emotions. Like, this puts me back in a place that I remember years ago. We can't have this again. These people are being sent to die. And for what? For a war that the United States cannot win. All for Israel. for Benjamin Netanyahu and his lackeys, all for that. They are willing to sacrifice American troops. I am telling all of you right now, I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, or no political ideology all at all. Everybody needs to stand up and push back against this. We can't have this happen again. Straight from the Pentagon, from the people who claim to be anti-war, from the people who claim to be the Department of, we're going to be peace. It's the peace president. I told you guys, and many of you, I'm sorry, many of you didn't find me until maybe now, but I said it back in 2024. The only way that we have actual peace is to have a president that is not tied to either one of these parties, because they are both captured by the MIC.
But I'm going to just tell you this. Trump is not tied to any of those parties himself. He's a Federalist, but that's another story. But I'm going to just ask Reverend Green this. Okay, don't you have a son? And would you want your son to be picked out of picked to go? And what would you do in that case? Would you be happy for that and say, go ahead, and because you're going to, if he say he wants to be a doctor, he gets picked out of going to college for being a doctor, and now he's in the military. Would you be okay with that?
First, that's a great question, DJ Genesis. And I would say that in actual fact, the military has always been a big part of the lexicon. It's always agreeable. That's the best way right now. And the U.S. military is winning. You get to travel the world.
No, that's not the question. I asked
perks
you.
and benefits.
That's a yes or no question, though. Just a yes or no.
So yes, I'm with it. I'm with it.
So you would say, so your son is on his way to college to become a whatever he wants to be. Maybe he's even a good basketball player, and he actually has an NBA. You know, he could.
A lot of these kids just want to start their own business. They want to have their own ideas, and my children are just like. They're not like the regular, they're not 20-year-olds. However, they are very ambitious and they love these things. They love the military. They love just creating the whole Tony Stark's type of stuff, the MCU. They love all the sci-fi. They love all the technology. They also are one of these children who believe that technology is also nature too. That's how they look at it.
All right. So let's play this real quick. Let's go into it.
The warfare is not going to be fought like how people be thinking by the time they get 18.
Okay.
We have a sister who served 6 years in the military.
But it's going to be even worse because they're going to have even worse type of weapons that they can like dang near put a pump of it out and people be throwing up and eyes bleeding and all type of stuff. The thing, drones will be able to come out and shoot you in the head by the time if they join. That's what's crazy, but it's okay. Let's go.
And she is spilling and telling everybody why they should not join. Take a look.
I did 6 years in the military, in the Army, and here are my tips on why you should not join. Disclaimer, if you're about to join and you already got your mind made up, just scroll on past. This is to spread awareness, put exposure out there, and to save my kind from going into a white man's army. Number one, they're racist. Number two, you will never get your full amount of pay. So the amount of pay that they tell you they're going to pay you, you'll never see it. Number three, when it's time to get out and get your benefits, they're going to give you a hassle and bully you, harass you, and take all year long. Next tip, they don't like Black people. So go in there and be prepared to be at the bottom of the swivel. You're going to be dealing with people who are used to the old way of living. Those people think they're still in 1930. Next tip is the food. They poison you through the food. They also put stuff in the food to throw off your body. Also, they give you so many shots, you'll never fully know what's inside of your body. And they require you to get every shot that the government comes out with. They take people right out the hood. So most of the people that's in the military have anger issues, mommy and daddy issues. No one who had a good life, that was wealthy, that grew up sane and stable with both parents and a healthy home is in the military. Nobody. Next is they're full of drunks because you're not supposed to do drugs, even though the higher ups be doing coke. So they'll kick you out if you do weed, but the higher ups and the white people be doing coke and getting away with it. When it comes down to medication, so I had started going to behavioral health. I wanted just a clearer space for my mental. They put me on 4 different types of medication to make me commit suicide. The doctor also confessed to me that I was their test dummy. Basically, they're guinea pigs. So when they get new medication, they try it out on the Black people. And the number one side effect is suicidal thoughts. Bring me to my next tip. They off people and they get away with it. They cover it up. They'll lie to the family and say that the person off themselves. They'll lie and say it was an accident. When those soldiers go missing, the government know exactly where they're at. Next, they're also undercover bases, so it's so easy to get kidnapped and trafficked. Next tip is they don't care about your well-being. Anytime I went forward to report harassment, bullying, and racism, because technically we have EO, so it's supposed to be illegal to be racist in the military, but they just have things written down on paper just so we can look good for the white people. They don't give.
Experience Japan on a journey customized to you. Explore
it in person. Next is recruiters are scammers, they are liars, and they are energy thieves, and they steal money. Next is when it comes down to basic training, their motto is to break you down and build you back up. Nothing in life that is positive is going to start off by tearing you down. They break people's bodies. Anybody who's going to feel like they're going to come in negative on this post, go sign your ass up and join, and then you come back. If you don't have no intention of joining, don't get on my post talking about somewhere. You can't say that. That's not everywhere. I travel every state in the United States except for 9, and I got treated the exact same way except for in Tennessee. So out of all the states, so there's what? So I've traveled to 41 states, and I only got treated fairly in 1 state, and that was Tennessee. Another thing is that when they cause you injuries, they're going to try to lie about it. They're going to try to cover it up. When I broke my foot, when they broke my foot because they dropped the object on my foot and broke it, they covered it up. They flew me to California to hide me. They did not take me to any doctor appointments. I never got my foot healed. I had to heal my foot on my own because I'm spiritual. I literally healed my own foot. They only put my cast on and they took it off like 9 months later. Never gave me no physical therapy or nothing. When you break your body down, you're responsible for building it back up, even though they broke it. In basic training, there's literally a camp called sick bay that you can go to. Like if you get too sick and you can't do basic training for a few days, I got my teeth pulled, so I had to go there. And there were so many people who were there that did not pass basic training. So basically, sick bay was where they was hiding people out. I met one girl who had been there for 2 years, y'all. Her people think that she done moved on and she's in her military career. She haven't even left basic training, and basic training is 2 months. On my very first night of reception, 2 girls got raped by drill sergeants in the bathroom, and they covered it up, sent those girls to a psych ward. Now, I'm not saying that every individual person is wicked, but what I am saying is that the military has a job to do, and they are involved in cover-ups. If one is doing it, they're all doing it. It don't matter where you go. They all follow the same motto. The government does not like being exposed.
I mean, that was quite the list. She started with they're racist. They don't like Black people. You're getting drugged and poisoned. You're not getting your benefits. You're not getting your pay.
Oh, and I'm going to tell you this too. Is that all that Montgomery GI Bill shit? Let me tell you something. Your Montgomery GI Bill comes out of your check. So what happens is when you're in basic training and tech school in your first year in the military, they withdraw the money from that so-called Montgomery GI Bill, and they take it out of your check. So you're really paying yourself. They're not giving you like, oh, we're going to give you a $10,000 bonus. Well, guess what? It comes out of your check. So rather than paying you your full amount of whatever it is, they just deduct it from your check. And then guess what? If anything happens during your time in the military, they take that money and they don't give it to you. So that whole time that you was in basic and this, that, the other, and getting paid half the pay, and that money getting put to the side, they just take that money and you don't even get it back. So
you're such an amazing person, DJ Genesis. Thank you for your bravery, for the men and women of uniform and our armed forces. Thank you, proud Americans. That's all I have to say.
All right, so let's keep going.
They broke her foot. She was treated horribly by everybody, okay? And she only listed 1 state that was kind to her, or at least, I don't even want to say kind, but at least she was treated fairly. And that was the state of Tennessee. So she listed all of the places she's traveled, and she has gone through it. And so she is.
And then she did make a good point about how they give you like these. Listen, when you first join, they put you in a line, and they just shoot you with they've got these guns that have like different, I guess, vaccinations in it. You don't know what the hell it is. They just make you stand at attention, and you can't flinch. Go from like stand here, take 2 steps forward, stand here, boom. 2 steps forward, stand here, boom. 2 steps forward, stand here, boom. All right, they shoot you up with this, shoot you up with that. You don't know what the hell it is. Arm be sore with I don't know what they gave it to you. Some people be sick for days off that stuff. They give it to you right before basic training. All this stuff. And then don't get deployed. They're gonna hit you, put you through the line again. Boom, take this. Boom, take that. Whatever this little inoculation gun. They do it like where they just hit the gun. It might be different now, but it hit it. Boom, they put it up to your arm and just hit the switch on it, and it just shoots through your system. And arm be hurting. Don't even know what the hell they. It could be anything.
So, do you believe that this was part of a chipping, like being chipped?
I don't know. It could be, could not be. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? They could put anything. You can't question them and say, well, what is this? Well, what's that? Okay, well, you have to stand at attention and you be quiet and you just go through the, because once you take that oath, everything's off the table. Like you, at that point, from that point on, just like if you ever been to jail or if you ever gone to jail, all right, or been locked up in jail, and I've been locked up for DWI before, because military you become an alcoholic in the military. I joined the military at 18 years old. I was a virgin. I wasn't drinking. By the time I left that bitch, all that shit was off the table. I was drinking and all type of stuff. But I joined fresh, like a fresh flower coming into the military. And honey, when they bring you in, it's like, hey, you're getting hollered at, go here, go there. But imagine if you've ever been to okay, what happens like if you're about to get arrested, right? The first thing when you're about to get arrested is that the police begin to order you around. They begin to give you orders. All right, go here, turn around, do this. That is the beginning of them taking away your ability of right to move freely, right? So they do certain things like the police. It's the same kind of mentality, right? So they say, okay, step outside the car. All right, turn here, go to the back of the car. All right, turn around. All right, put your hand behind your back. All right, now go over here, sit inside the car. And just like when you go to jail, from the point that you get arrested or whatever, everything you do, you are told to do. You don't make any decisions. All right, step outside the car, turn around, go over here, take 2 steps over here, do this, do that, boom, boom. Same thing in the military. Once you join, once you say that oath, everything from that point on, you are told. You don't make any decisions on your own. It's step over here, go to the white line, turn around, do this, go to the right, make this, put this on, take this off, go do. It's just everything is you. And what they do when you join, when you first do basic training, the first thing they put into your mind is, sir or ma'am, so-and-so reports as ordered. So when someone
this
calls
sounds so much
so-and-so, you come to them and you say, like me, Airman Lockett reports as ordered. So someone says, Airman Lockett. I go up to them, I stand at attention, and I say, Airman Lockett reports as ordered. Go do this. And then you have to repeat back something back, and then you go do it. Yes, sir. Da 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 da. Then go do what you're told. So it's a very mechanical way of taking away your autonomy as a human being. So, and that is at least in the beginning, and then as you're in there, especially if you get it's easy to snap you back into that mind frame of being told and reported and told what to do. So yes, they put you through a line, they shoot you up, they tell you what to eat, they tell you what to put on, they tell you when to get up, they tell you when to go to sleep, they tell you when to, it's just like if anybody that ever been in the military and they go to jail, it's the same exact thing. Everything looks the same, the lights are the same, the lighting of the bed, everything looks exactly the same, except for you have individual, once you get to a certain point, individual rooms. But I would say like going to basic is almost like how prison is, where you have everybody like kind of like lit, like lined up on one thing, and everybody kind of stands in front of, when the officer comes in, everybody got to stand in front of. So it's like jail versus prison. When you first get in, you're going through basic, it's more like prison, and then you get put into jail where you have your own barracks, your own this, you eat a certain time, and all this stuff is all designed in a similar way. And it's crazy that it's like that. But if you actually even look at the projects, same lighting, same layout, same look. So it's all like, it all kind of like, I even get triggered when I go to a certain place and the lighting's a certain way. I get triggered mentally. Like, it reminds me of basic training, and I'm 48 years old, and I was in basic training at 18. And I still, when I see certain lighting, like certain lights off of buildings, and it reminds me of basic training because that's embedded in your mind. So yeah, like for real, that's how it is. Let's go. Same food, yes, indeed. Only difference is handcuffs, yes, but
well, thank you, DJ.
I have to put the handcuffs on you because they got you mentally handcuffed in the military. You got you mentally.
I mean, your story was your testimony right now was very brochure-like for the U.S. military, and I'm thinking it was very appealing. Everything that you said it had structure. You had room and board, free room and board. You had books. You had people breakfast, lunch, dinner. You give them paid well compared to a prisoner. But I got it. Like in the very beginning, when you get up in there and you get the shot, this is like an evaluation situation in the very few coming weeks, right? Before they put you where they need to put you, correct?
Well, it's not an evaluation system. They're in processing you. When you get locked up, they in process you. They take your fingerprints. They take pictures of you. They shoot you up, make sure that you don't have any diseases. They do all the same thing. It's the same exact process when you go to jail or go to prison as in the military. It's the exact same thing. It's very much the same. Well, I mean, almost identical. I'm not even gonna lie. It's almost identical.
So you're saying college is better than children going straight into the military?
Yes. I mean, if you're gonna do it, go to college, become an officer, and you're still gonna go through the same like incarceratory like process, but at least you'll be paid more, You'll be a leader.
College. Come out of college for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And then work at Taco Bell in between times, right? Then pay off all that,
or just have your own business.
All that student loan debt.
Listen, but hold on. But a lot of people like that that go to college. If you get like a good like career field, you won't be doing that. Or you can have your own business. People go into college for business administration. Like we can't assume that everybody's going in for liberal arts or something really, meaningless. But the bottom line is that, I believe that a person that goes to college has a much more better chance at I would say thriving than a lot of the people in the military. I mean, look at how much homeless people that leave the military that are homeless on the streets right now, that are ex-military, ex-war veterans and was in this war and that war and traumatized and this, that, the other. So yeah, it's easy to say right now, oh, okay, yeah, it's food, it's board, you can get a VA loan, you can do all this stuff. Now I'm grateful for that, but if you actually do the right thing, teach your kids how to make sure their credit is good, and they can do the same thing even better with credit and owning businesses. Why do we need the federal government to teach our children how to be positive people within society? Anyway, let's go.
Advising after serving 6 years. And by the way, the fact that she looks so great and is, seemingly coherent and doesn't seem to be suffering from PTSD, God bless her heart, because everything that she listed that she went through, I cannot even imagine my state after coming out of that. But anyway, I digress. So what I was going to say is the fact that she went through all of that and she's telling this is very courageous. What I don't understand is there are a lot of people that are accusing her of lying. A lot of people are saying you're lying, you're exaggerating, which, I mean, why am I surprised? I shouldn't even say I don't understand it. I do understand it, because that's what typically happens when a Black person shares their lived experience of what they had gone through. And just because the folks, of course, did not experience that, they're going to be saying, oh, you're lying, you're a liar, you're exaggerating, it didn't happen, it didn't happen.
Exactly. So let's go into what people are saying about whether or not they want to join the military now. Let's talk about this, because this is what's really happening. This new generation, do they want to join the military? Let's go.
That is a popular conversation that people are having on TikTok right now, among really across all platforms. You know, we see what's going on over there in Iran. Very unfortunate. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. As somebody that did 10 years in the military, I hate to see my brothers in arms have to risk their lives in general. You know what I mean? That's as much as I'm gonna say on that for now. Maybe I'll say more throughout the video. But yeah, so a lot of people are worried about getting drafted. Now I'm somebody that volunteered. So it is very interesting because, you know, throughout my years of being in the military, I would always say to my friends, man, why don't you just join the military? You know, if they're struggling or something, I'm like, bro, just join the military. And the reactions, like, in fact, I have an uncle that is in prison right now in Rikers Island facing some time. And I will never forget one of the things he said to me before, like we was on the phone before he, you know, got incarcerated. He was like, I can't believe you would sign up to you know, to work for Uncle Sam or something like that. This country don't love us. And I just can't help but to think, yeah, now you're also working for Uncle Sam, but for free labor.
Right.
In fact, I think y'all make our uniforms. And, you know, shout out to my uncle, man. It's just a joke. I'm gonna tell him one day he gets out. It'll be some time. But I just know that people do not want to join the military. They've always looked at me crazy for joining the military until they saw the good things that came, you know, out of it for me. My son coming down the stairs. Y'all hear somebody in the background.
And I want to say this too, is, you know, I joined voluntarily as well. You know, I didn't get selected. I joined, you know, I was 18. My family couldn't afford for me to go to college because both my parents are deceased. So my brother was raising me at the time. He had like another son that was about to go to college. And, you know, what happens with FAFSA is that it kind of goes on, you know, the whoever your guardian's income is. And so he was making too much money. And so that it would expect it so that he would pay a certain amount of my college. So what he said is like, you know, and I'm from a military family. My grandfather was in the military. My brother was in the Marines. My grandfather was in the Navy. My brother was in the Marines. I'm from a military family. My uncle was in the Army. So I come from a military family. So it wasn't very far-fetched to say, hey, oh, okay, just join the military, right?
Now, you heard about the immigrant status, about where this automatic thing is mainly specifically for them, where even the ones who are immigrants on the books of their in good standing here, you know, U.S. citizen ones, that's on them right now. This whole
right, they have to do that. But here's the thing, so
because their people, their grandparents, their relatives never fought.
But my thing is that okay, so are they going to make all those people that are in like these camps, right, that are locked up or whatever, are they going to make them join first? The ones that were here in America that they locked up or whatever, that ICE came and got, are they going to make them join the military first, or are they going to come after the regular people, us, that are not locked up?
Yes, Hunger Games.
Selective Service, are they going to do it with the people that's locked up, or are they going to, what's going on?
Sounds about right, DJ.
But is it right? Is it yes or no? Like, I don't know. But
I'd say yeah, that's great collateral.
Say
yes.
that, but is it that, or would that be an ideal situation? But we don't know. It sounds like to me.
It sounds like part of a movie script coming up ahead.
It sounds like to me that
it's not too far fetched. But you just said, no? They're still here, right? A lot of them are still here. They haven't been sent back.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see.
They're in those cages still. So
right. So how do you bring a person out of a cage and make them join the military? That's crazy. That's a threat to national security. Wouldn't you
go back home or do this?
That's a threat to national security.
But without further ado, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. I am on my road to 100,000 subscribers. I'm like 2,000 away. So everybody that hit that,
Yeah, I'm way more than 2,000, but please hit the subscribe button and please hit the like button. Thank you so much.
that button, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Very, very, very transparent in the most recent videos that I've been posted since the war has started. I told you guys in a recent post that it was rumors that they are going to start drafting people from the U.S. to go over and help fight that war in Iran. Not only are they thinking about, in the rumor is true, they are going to start drafting American people to go over and fight that war in Iran. And I told you guys recently that they were talking about boots on the ground over in Iran. Everything so far has been nothing but aerial strikes, guys. Even though we lost 7 U.S. Soldiers since this war has started, some people are saying that it's more soldiers, but we wouldn't know that by now. Now they're talking about drafting people. Now, if you guys don't know what draft means, that means if you are above age 18 years old, I think 18 years old to your middle or late 30s, they can draft you as long as you don't have a disability. If you have a disability, you cool, you clean, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
About to have mad people playing crazy. You know what I mean? Breaking their ankles. You know, you about to have mad people playing.
They also have ADHD.
You know what I mean? They're about to go John Q.
Some severe
This
version.
is my son.
Co-producer is going to give you unique sounds that actually fits your track in seconds. Let me show you.
But if you are a parent, even if you are a mom, and you within that age of 18 to in your 30s, they can draft you. They don't care how many kids you got.
Back it up.
They don't care what you got going on at home. They don't care what type of job
That
you got.
happened
They
an
can
hour
draft you,
26 in
put
this
you over there,
episode.
teach you how to use a
Just in
pew-pew,
case.
give you that equipment, and send your butt over there for boots on the ground. Now you got Russia that's been involved in this war. You got China that's been involved in this war. So all I'm saying is boots on the ground means it's going to get messy, guys. Now they're talking about waking up sleeper cells over here in the United States and other countries around the world. Do you guys really comprehend what's about to happen here, man? World War III is no longer a rumor, guys. World War III is here. One person.
Man, this topic really got me thinking right now. But you know what else I've been thinking about? The fact that my subscribers are making money. So this subscriber right here DM'd me.
I'm gonna say this: like, if you want to get into crypto, because that's all he's doing, to promote crypto. Go ahead and please put a couple dollars into crypto, maybe 100. I don't know what place to like do it at, but just put a little couple hundred, because you know, especially on there's a specific things where I think like BlackRock and some things with the oil. Look it up online. I'm not sure what all of those is, but you want to invest in this war because you know, hey. It's going down. You might as well make some money off it. If we're gonna be getting drafted and getting all this stuff, put about $200 on some crypto coin and try to like get some money, because that's what's about to happen. Because like housing market is about to go down, collapse. Oil is going up. The best bet is to invest into the digital coin, because I think that's where everything is kind of going with digital stuff. And I've been working very closely with a few digital like companies. And trust me, the things are about to explode. The people I've been talking to, you will be surprised at what is being created on the digital market. Please invest into crypto, very much so, because these banks are fixing to close down. At least like what we know of the banks. Put some
Financial lockouts are about to happen more and more.
Yeah. So this whole thing, that's what this really is about, you know, is to create destabilization in the economy, crash the stock market, and then come over and come up with like this whole new way of currency, because they're trying to make everything one. And when it really boils down to everything that they're doing, even down to the this whole new Starlink, everything that they're trying to do is really based on trying to make everything one, get rid of like fiber optic and the cell phone Wi-Fi and move it into the satellite aspect of it, to make it like one company that is really ruling the whole internet, one company, AI ruling out everything. So it's the whole thing is going to be, it's all moving in that direction. So let's go.
Are about to suffer. Every last one of us, man. So all I'm saying is get prepared. I know
I like, as I'm listening to this, I think we don't take this serious because we haven't really seen it happen like in our time. And when I say our time, I mean like millennials and Gen Z. We haven't really seen it at a huge magnitude. Like you've heard of America going to Mexico and, you know, taking this leader or something, and then, okay, the smoke clears. Nobody's talking about it anymore. The way this is going, the way our president is talking, you can't help but to take this a lot more serious than anything else that has ever happened in the past. So while I want to sit here and, you know, I would love to tell some jokes in this video, people, start doing your push-ups. Start going on these long walks with a heavy book bag on your back, because there's a possibility that there is going to be a draft. There's a possibility. I know y'all look at me and y'all like, oh, you're military. I'm not military intelligence. Yeah, I mean, so where I can give y'all some type of insight. So I don't want y'all to go off of my word and be like, well, he did say it's going to be a draft. Mom, start doing your sit-ups. Like, I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is there's a possibility of these things. Like, this is...
Yeah, and you do not want to get recycled. You don't want to get recycled. So, guys, if you're not in fit, if you're like 18 to 30 something years old and you ain't fit, go on ahead and start trying to do that run, that like mile, maybe I would say probably at least do like a 3-mile run. Get up to a 3 mile. So that's what's gonna happen when you get drafted. You're gonna have to do like that 3 to 6 mile run every day, and then then have to do that marching with the backpack, at least like 40 to 60 pounds on your back, marching in the heat sometime or the cold, depending on get ready. If that's, you know, just get yourself. Men should be just doing that anyway. You know, men should never, you know, women shouldn't do it either, but men especially, you should be ready for that type of a situation, you know, just period. So let's go.
Seeming a lot crazier than anything else I've seen in my lifetime. Now, I mean, I'm somebody that has went to Iraq. I didn't see Iraq start. Now, I mean, I had to go to Iraq after everything already started years ago. This is the beginning. It's usually the beginning of something that you want to be of a war that you really want to be worried about. So I would say, you know, just keep up with the news. And I'm also going to plug this in. I'm hearing a lot of people say, keep up with the international news. Because it's sad to say it, but our media hides a lot. And if you haven't learned that in the last couple of years, you can't really trust what you see on the news. Everything is extremely biased. The international news, I mean, there's a chance that they're biased as well. But I'm hearing that they not holding no punches and they telling the truth, you know, so definitely check that out. But this is all something to consider. But
you know what? I'm sorry. He said 90 lives for me. See, I'm a woman, so it probably wasn't 90 lives for me. So 90 pounds for men. So yeah, get ready. Go on ahead and put that 90-pound weight on your back and just walk around with it. Get ready. Because you do not want to be in a situation where you're like thrown out into that and you are slacking at all. Because these people over there have been fighting for decades.
USA.
Yeah, we're talking about the decades. I'm talking about people have been fighting for decades. Kids been fighting, grandpa been fighting. They know they've been fighting. Imagine like you going into a war-torn country that's been fighting for about 40, 50 years. That's why even when we had to deal with Vietnam, even when you go into what their religious situation is, to where they already believe in a certain thing, so they'll take their child, strap a bomb onto it, child run up to you and just be like, hey, and you say, oh, child, oh my God, boom, blow up, okay? Have a woman with a bomb strapped to it run up to you, and you like, oh, what's going on? Boom, blow up. You got to be ready for that type of mental type of a level of psychological warfare. What war is not, especially on that guerrilla level, is not something to play with. My stepfather, I remember he was a Vietnam veteran, and honey, we went to go see Red Dawn or one of them damn. I don't know why I went to the movies with him. I would think I was like, what? How old was I? Like 11 or 12 years old, and we went to go see this war movie, and he was ex-Vietnam veteran. Honey, he freaked out at the movies. He went ape shit at the movies. That is like a childhood trauma. Imagine he was screaming, ah, ah. You at the movies, at the dollar movie, watching Red Dawn or Was it Red Dawn or what's the one with Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola, whatever? It was that one where what was that shit called?
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. We went to go see that. Honey, he lost his mind in that movie theater. I don't even know where my mom was. I think we were having like a daughter and father time, and honey lost it. Had to like get like escorted out. Police had to come and bring us back home because he just snapped at the movie theater. But veterans, they'll know, like certain police know, okay, he's a veteran, how to de-escalate and get him like to calm down. And they had to calm him down, and then they had to like ride us back home, and eventually we went back and got the car, and but that's the level of trauma that this war stuff can have, So yeah, I mean,
I can guarantee y'all, it'd be different this time around when y'all come home, y'all brave men and women in uniform. When y'all come home, you'll have a society who embraces your honor, integrity.
Honey, you don't know that.
The United States of America.
Honey,
oh yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something. How many wars have been happening since Vietnam? They and people still having a hard time getting their benefits and all type of stuff. Please listen. Are you a veteran?
I am not, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, I am saying in a marketing sense of what's going on. Do you see more and more?
It's more
do
than
you
marketing.
see more and more advertising to the youth with be combative, get fit? Do you see the women like Krishan Rock? She's throwing boxing mitts. There's a whole aspect of what's going on right now about to be competitive, to be great again, to be strong again, to be have American grit.
You don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Okay.
A person coming out of a war is not giving a fuck about like what that is. What's
the
happening
society?
After a war,
the society is moving
no,
towards.
sir. What happens after a war is that you might be mentally having issues. You might have a limb that's missing. You might be going through all kind of different things, and that there needs to be things in place for those people that come out of that. And it's not. The VA is a pretty much like veterans are afraid to go to the VA hospital because like people have died getting operated like the VA hospital. The VA hospital, because once you get out, they let you out, and then you have to go to the VA.
Have you seen these kids come home
the
from
VA
being bullied at school?
It's a practice hospital. That half the people that are there are not even all the way doctors yet. The people that are like learning how to be doctors go to the VA to actually learn how to be doctors. It's almost like going to Parkland or like one of these like really like learning hospitals, right? When I went to a learning hospital, I had a baby at a learning hospital, and let me tell you something. They woke me up every 5 minutes, and I have a room full of people. Can I do your blood pressure now? Can I do all these students? Can we all come in here to imagine having a baby and having like 10, 15 people coming into the room like you're a fucking man. Listen, it's the whole military industrial complex from the joining all the way up until being a veteran. There's a lot to be fixed there. So, there's a lot of cool things that you can get out of it, but it's a lot, especially when it comes to mental health and when it comes to physical health and stuff like that they hopefully they'll continue to work on and get better. But yeah, it's not what's up. So let's go.
Z getting drafted. What would Gen Z do during the draft? My Gen Zers, what would y'all do? Would y'all go? Are y'all going? Are y'all sending y'all kids? My man, y'all sending y'all kids?
Yes,
All my
it
fellas.
is.
Are y'all going? I think it's from the age of 19 to like 35 or 39 or something like that. You get drafted. Are you going, or are you gonna find a way out? And what's gonna be your excuse? Like, what would be your excuse in not going if you're trying not to go? Right? Gen
Man,
Z.
could you really imagine a military draft with this generation? Man, President Trump, good luck with that shit.
You're making TikToks.
There's no way that this generation will allow you to draft them. These motherfuckers will rather go to jail. And if anything, jail ain't that bad nowadays anyway. I mean, motherfuckers is in jail with cell phones. Motherfuckers is in jail with dating profiles, and they got more women than the motherfuckers in the free world. I mean, they in jail making hibachi and all type of shit. So jail for a lot of these
Playing
young
arts
kids
and
is
crafting
looking better than the military. And I'm sorry, not to knock this generation, but it ain't the toughest set of people. I mean, these guys are walking around with fucking purses and bags and got their ass on.
I will tell you this, man. All of the political games and like fight for this and it'll change, and I'm not doing that because it's not right. All of that does not.
Do you even know that like sometimes you could be in a situation, a combat situation, and a person could like actually kill you? Like your own person that you're on a team with can kill you. Like if like say they don't like they mad at you or whatever, and they could all pretend like that someone else killed you. This
happens right now
really
every day.
It happens in the military. Like imagine you go out for a assignment and then everybody like agree like, man, fuck this guy.
It's not safe outdoors sometimes, they say.
This like fuck that guy. Whatever he's an asshole, all of a sudden you might have friendly fire. Friendly, like somebody might oops.
Look at these schools. Look at these school systems. What they teaching these kids how to protest.
Listen. You gotta like.
For green hair.
Are there any military people in the audience? Because I think that it's one thing because he's up here and he haven't been in the military, but I'm trying to tell him the military.
The military is not what you're talking about. Sis.
I was in the military, sir. What are you talking about, bro?
These young kids today, they want to join the military.
Man, oh my.
No one's getting drafted. This is all hysteria.
You've never seen it happen. It don't mean it haven't happened.
It's not going to happen.
It has happened though.
Proud Americans, don't allow the media to blow smoke up your ass. There's fake news everywhere.
Okay, all right. So, what is your experience in the military? I'll be quiet. Tell me what's your experience in the military.
What's my experience in this world? That's a great question.
In the military.
In the military, I do not have any experience in the military. First and foremost, that's a great question that I answered. However,
how many of your family members have been in the military?
However, quite a few. The most important thing for people to understand, Reverend Green is speaking about careers. Just imagine, you live in Texas, correct?
By the way, Reverend Green is a character that he has created.
Do you know?
He's speaking from the standpoint of a made-up character called Reverend Green. So just
Reverend Green is not a made-up character.
It's a character based on a movie character that you have come up here to. Go ahead. Let's go.
No, anyways, long story short, Reverend Green is saying TCU, Texas Christian University, that cost about $90,000 a year. Do you know Yale, New Haven costs about $90,000 a year? All these smaller collegiates, there too, they're like in the $50,000 range. It's it's unaffordable. The debt. The military is the best way. Don't fear. Invest in oil. You see what's about to happen as soon as 6 o'clock today. 6 o'clock today, when the oil future markets open up for commodities, you will see that oil goes towards like 115, 120-ish. It's time to invest and earn money off of this. You don't have to be broke no more. All these artists, they're broke. Well, it's time now to become your own hero. Go Joe. Cobra Retreat. You see what's going on? They got the Shield of America, just like out of the Marvel Comics, the Shield. You see what's going on out here? You got bricks You got jihadists out here. You got people who hate America. We have to be super vigilant. We got Palantir out here. Hello? It's time to get this money. You know that the digital currency economy is converting to paper cash. Come on now. The Hormuz are straight. The Strait of Hormuz. Do y'all know about Carhack? Y'all know about Carhack?
You're just mentioning a bunch of things. And you're not like landing any planes. Let me go back to. Let me go back to what I was actually talking about, because you're just mentioning things and not going into it. Let's go.
Fly in the military.
God bless
The military
America.
is a whole different world, and you don't have that much say so, because it just takes a couple of people with some rank to shut you up, and anybody else that tries it. It is not the place you out here fighting for the cause and you're trying to make it's a lot of shut up and grab your weapon. Shut up and do as I say. Shut up and put your boots on. And it might even sound like shut up. Nowadays, and I mean, you know, if you're not in the military, you shouldn't be putting up with nobody that's telling you to shut up at your job. But a lot of people don't even like authority in this generation.
Thank you.
You're in for a rude awakening in the military because there's so many egos. And it sucks, but you got to kind of feed into certain people's egos. You almost have to, because I can't say no. You know what I mean? Like, you got to actually feed into this person's ego, knowing that this is just coming from an ego. There's so many things I've done in the military, whether it be training, whether it be deployment, whether it be whatever. Just, you know, in the rear, for y'all that don't know what that means, because some of y'all's minds is crazy. That means like stateside, like here, just being at your unit. That's crazy. But I had to explain that. But anyways, so many things I've had to deal with that is straight ego. Somebody's ego. Somebody's feelings was hurt. So they took it out on us. Like, there's a lot of that. And Gen Z, the fight for my rights generation, cancel culture. They'll be in there trying to cancel their first sergeant. They'll be in there trying to cancel their sergeant major, man. We're going to cancel them. Let's stick together. We're going to make a couple of posts and we're going to send it up. Send it to HR. Okay, we're going to file EO complaint. You know, it's crazy. The things I'm saying is actually already happening. Like, this is actually already happening. And don't get me wrong. People make good cases because there are things that go on in the military that should not be going on. That's a fact. But the powers that be have the last say so. I'll say that. And that can get silenced. You can get silenced very fast. So, yeah.
And real quick, like, say if you did something, say if you get into a car accident or like on a highway, like, say that you're at fault. So you have two trials. You got the civilian trial, and then you have the military trial that's based on the what's it called? The military, the military laws or whatever. So you can get tried twice. When you're done serving in regular, no, actually you don't even go. The Uniform Code of Military Justice. You're not even a part of the regular. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have the same rules as a military person. If you get caught out here, even me, at some point, I could be brought into military, even though I've been out the military certain time. Say if I was retired, same thing. I can go to military court. You know what I'm saying? Because I took the oath. Like, it never ends. Like, once you join, it's called the Military Code of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So so people, we're not even under the same rules and laws as regular civilians. That's what we call you guys, civilians, okay? And I'm a veteran, military, you know.
We'll definitely struggle.
What happened to you
in the military right now? Gen Z is kind of struggling, to be honest with y'all. They have actually changed.
Nothing happened to me. You know, I didn't break the law, but I'm just letting you know that's what happened.
Things for Gen Z. Let me tell y'all one of the things that they changed. And this baffles me every time I hear it, or every time I think about it. Back when I was in basic training, granted, I wasn't in basic training in the hardest times. You know, you'll have OGs tell you that back in the day, my drill sergeant was whooping our ass. I wasn't in basic training at that time. I had drill sergeants. I would never forget this one drill sergeant, bro. This drill sergeant walked through the showers. Mind you, we had showers, but there was like no shower curtain, like in basic training. So you can walk by and it's just, just mad people, just naked people, right? Naked men just showering. Now, it's kind of like an unspoken rule. Just don't look. Like, we all got to do this. Nobody wants to, but just don't look over there, Then you have some people like myself, like I'd shower with my boxers on. Like, I just switch my boxers off once I get out. But you had this one drill sergeant, I'll never forget. This dude was walking through the showers and he was like, now he wasn't next to my shower. I'll just say that. Even though I showered with my boxers on, he was walking through the showers and he was like, damn. And then somebody was like, what's up, drill sergeant? He was like, what they say is not true. Somebody was like, what do you mean, drill sergeant? Mind you, we're taking showers, bro. But this is supposed to be like a funny drill sergeant and soldier moment. He's like, what they say about black people is not true. Some of y'all are in here struggling. Yo, I was dying. Like, I was dying laughing. Like, shit was funny. But at the same time, it was also like, I'm like stuck in my basic training. This shit is okay mind. You know what I mean? But afterwards, I was like, that was outrageous. Like, that was outrageous.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you think about
ding dong.
the generation now. Oh,
it would have.
They would have found a way to put him in the files. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's the type of stuff that happens in basic training. There's so many things that happen in the military that's so not acceptable. I remember they had us inside of a garbage dumpster, cleaning out the inside of a garbage can in 110-degree heat. People were throwing up, gagging. And, I think that people did complain about that. But yeah, they were people, like, imagine a dumpster, like, like where all the trash goes. And then he made everybody that didn't do whatever right get like toothbrushes and scrub the dumpster with the toothbrushes and clean the dumpster out. And it's 110 Lackland, Texas heat. And I'm not sure if you've ever been in Texas when it's it's July. Because I joined in June. It was like June 20th. It was like the beginning, when the heat is the hottest in like 110. And people were passing out, throwing up, the heat, because imagine like that dumpster smell and the heat inside the dumpster combined. They were getting sick. It was bad. Few people had to go to the infirmary because of that. So that's the type of stuff that used to happen. I don't think they can do it now, but back then. But thank you so much, Harris Duncan. He said he wants to come up, but based on some of the conversation that's being had, he's like, I don't want to do it. But thank you for this. Shout out.
I am blessed to make money, money making money, money making money, money making money, money making money, manifest making money, money making money, money making money, money making money. Gratitude is my attitude. I'm making money moves. Jewelry in the safe, piggy bank on full. And I'm living life abundant. I'm making money fast. I'm a money making magnet, making cold hard cash. I'm making money. Oh, I am blessed.
Right, that's freaky deaky. So yeah, so the sergeant was going through the thing during basic training, looking at people Johnson. So that gets kind of creepy and weird.
It's not okay, but it also was a joke. He also was weird with other things, so I understand it. But now in basic training, they have a stress card. I don't know if they still have it, because I know the new guy over the military, he's been changing a lot of things, but it's a card that if the drill sergeant is yelling at you too much, or he's doing too much and you're starting to feel stressed, you can say, drill sergeant, it's just too much.
What? Oh my
I'm
God,
stressed.
that's something new. What? What?
I'm stressed. I can't do it anymore. Back off. Drill sergeant all right, let's think about this. Just put the card away. He's like kryptonite.
Honey, listen, they had these thing called 341s or 314. It was called 314, honey. And honey, if you get 3 of them, you get recycled. Man, listen, the worst thing to get is a 314. And it could be just a thing where you just didn't say, when they say Airman Lockett, and you didn't say, sir, or ma'am, Airman Lockett reports his order. Or you wasn't at attention the right way. Or, you know what I'm saying? Didn't have whatever's going on, you get a 314. You walking through the thing, and you don't salute officer the right way. Boom, 314. A stress card, man, bro. When you would listen, I remember when I first got into basic training, they tried to warn you. Everybody that knows, they try to kind of school you on the way in about what you expect, but nothing is to prepare you, because first of all, I think they purposely do it really late at night. They purposely hold everything over till it's super duper late. You're fucking tired. You're exhausted. And it's you've been up all day getting shot in the arm, gathering this, putting up to doing all this stuff. Finally, and then you finally ride into this place. And honey, they are hollering at you. Everybody screaming at you at the same time. You don't know what the hell's going on. Pick it up, put it down. You're getting told 3 different orders at the same time. You don't even know what to listen to. But the ones that learn quick, they get to go to bed or get at least go to the barracks a lot sooner. I picked it up quick. Oh, okay. Don't put, they say, pick up your bag. All right, put it down. Some people just drop their bag on the ground. Boom, don't do that. Pick it up and put it down. You don't drop it, right? Also, you don't put it on your shoulder. You have to hold it in your hand. Little stuff like that. When you're going down steps, you have to grab the rail, because you're now a piece of property. They don't want you to fall and bust your head. That's an insurance claim. I had to mentally give a reason to why in order for me to get through basic training and tech school and everything, I had to, because I had to put logic as to why I'm doing this. Why is it that I have to hold on to the rail? Why are they yelling? Oh, because they don't want me to fall down the rail, because I'm now a property of. Okay, don't pick it up and put it down, because if there's something inside of it, you can break. You never know exactly. So it's training you to put things down lightly. So even down to, making up your bed, keeping the center row had to be crystal, shining. You got to be able to see the TI had to be able to see his reflection down that middle row in between where the beds were, all this type of stuff. Put your shoes. I still do this to this day, is when I go to bed, I put my shoes right facing outside of my bed. When I go to bed, I take my shoes, and my 2 shoes will be sitting as if I were to get up and be able to put my shoes on immediately. I'm 48 years old, and even though I've been out of basic training, I still keep my shoes to where I can get up and put my shoes on immediately. I can get up, and if something happened, I hear a noise, I could get up and shoes will be on. And I specifically I have a certain type of shoe that I probably don't have to lace up or nothing like that. I can just boom, be in my shoes and out the door, ready to go. So stuff like that you kind of learn in basic. Welcome to the chat. We unlocked. What's up?
What's been going on, sis?
Hey, how's it going?
Nothing. I just woke up to the topic. Somebody's getting drafted or something.
No, we're just talking about the fact that they're bringing on the draft, and it's people need to understand about the military versus all type of different stuff. Yep, yelling all day, and I'm talking about my basic training experience. How they just all day, yeah. Listen, I remember let me tell you how crazy it was. I remember when my first time at the chow hall, because first of all, the food they give you is really heavy. And imagine the whole time you're trying to eat, people are yelling at it. I threw up and got yelled at for throwing up.
You had a certain time to eat, right?
Yeah,
You
a
had to
certain
eat
kind of
everything.
eating, you have to like hurry up and eat it really quick, but then they're yelling at you at the same time. So I got something to eat. Was first of all, you can't even eat at your table until everybody is done getting their food. You have to stand there at attention until everybody comes, and then everybody sits down at the same time. If that person is too slow getting their food, you got to shove it down real fast and hurry up and get up out of there. So you learn how to eat really quickly. I still have trouble like slowing down eating. Like I like probably take a few bites and I don't even like chew my food all the way. Like I like hurry up and I like eat really quickly. That's probably why I'm fat, because I could be shoved. When I finally get some food, I'm like rushing, like, okay, I gotta hurry up and eat. Like that I still carry some of the same things from basic training of even how I eat, how I do certain stuff, like probably about 2-3 bites and I'm ready to, okay, I've eaten and let's go. You know, it prepares you like to be like everything is like
Super fast,
fast. Like, okay,
super alert.
Eating is not about sitting down and enjoying the meal. It's about, all right, getting it into your body and then keep moving, you know, and let your body do the rest. Maybe 2 or 3 bites and swallow it down and go. You wake up in the morning, put your shoes on. You don't even step out the bed without shoes. You just get up, boom, shoes on, get up, and time to go.
Mm-hmm.
So it teaches you to be in like this in survival mode.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it never ends. So like once you learn there's certain things you carry on through the rest of your life from that little training that you'll be like, damn, I still do that shit. And it's like 40 years later, 30 years later, I still do that. I still eat fast. I still put my shoes on the thing. I still like if I hear certain like reveille or a certain like or like
you still hear your sergeant in your head.
Certain lights, like I said, like I can tell like certain lights. If I'm like in an area and their lights are a certain way, I get like triggered. So yeah, it's like a thing that you get like if they really break you down and build you up into a new person. You're not even the same person going in, coming out. So you know, and I think that people like they don't really understand about the military and how serious like that training is, and how like they're no, this, that, the other, and no, this stuff is real. It's serious. It's not a joke. Let's go. You listen. How many people that have been to prison talk about prison for the rest of their life? They associate everything with prison. Like, you know, when I was in the joint, they call it the joint. When I was in the joint, this and that, you know, and they will still carry that. It take them some time to de-incarcerate themselves, and sometimes they still be incarcerated mind. And the military is based on the same thing. They break you down, build you back up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's very jarring and traumatic experience to go into a situation being yelled at. You've probably never been yelled at by your parents, but they're saying now they have a card to say, "Oh, it's too much." Oh, it's like, oh my God, what is this?
It's quite interesting. Now I was just talking with my younger son about the military, because we saw some military veterans come home, and I was shaking some hands, and I was like, well, we thank you for your service, and they was just having the biggest smile on their faces. And I turned to my son, and he asked me, he was like, is he in an army? And I said, yes. He said, huh. I was like, oh shit. And I'm like, you're not thinking of, like, he said, no. I was like, good move, son, good move. He's only 11. He might have it one day in his head. So, it would be his choice. I would prefer him to go to do other things and explore other things. But if he wanted to join the military, I would not stop it. I would not stop.
And here's another thing, and I'm glad that Harris Duncan brought this up. Enlisted men and women do not get debriefed before leaving the military.
They don't?
No. That's why you have so many homeless and people like that were ex-military, you know, because how do you go from everything being provided for you, and then actually a lot of them, like the Vietnam War era, you know, you had people that were, you know, using heroin and, you know, during the wartime, you know, sometimes they allowed them to, you know, it's a lot of stuff that goes down in war that is crazy. STDs is really high, especially for like Marines and Army. Certain like those kind of combat veteran like people, they pretty much teach you, hey, you might as well get it how you live because you're about to die anyway. So they don't really, so it's almost like a mentality of like whatever, you know, I shouldn't say it like that, but yeah. Send your son to a trade school or college instead of their brother. Don't bring it. No, not the military. Yeah. So let's listen to some more. Let's go.
Yeah, that is that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous to me. When I first heard that, I was like, that is ridiculous. You want to know why? Being in the military is very stressful. I am not just talking about somebody yelling at you. The thought of the possibilities, the being in certain places, the seeing certain things, the uncomfortable circumstances, the mind over what do they say?
Mind over matter.
Mind over matter situations.
And let me tell you something. I was like, what, 19, 20 years old. I had to look at a bunch of I had to go through, I was working for major crimes. My job was to go through like suicides and murders. And I had to look through like cases and file cases of murders and suicides. And so like for like about like 6 months, it was just me going through like file after file after file of like just death. Children, people blowing their heads off, somebody killed their wife. And I went crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I actually took some of the pictures. I don't know what the hell was going on. I like kind of lost it. And like, well, I was gonna make a t-shirt out of it. And so I took some of the pictures. I was going to make a t-shirt of why.
You gonna make a t-shirt of death?
Of why not to commit suicide. I don't know what, but my mind wasn't working at that time. Because I mean, imagine you like 6 months of seeing that, you know, to you get desensitized, so you don't even think it's a big deal. I'm gonna make a t-shirt about why not.
My sister. Why would you make a t-shirt of that?
Of like trying to convince people why not to commit suicide. In my mind, it made sense. Like, but they found it before I left. They found it, but yeah.
You know, we got.
Imagine like 6 months of processing suicide. You get desensitized.
Here in the state of Nevada, we try to keep people from committing suicide, and they were from the military.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep people from committing
So
suicide.
I was gonna like make a t-shirt. This is what suicide really looks like. Because people will think that, oh, I'm gonna take some pills. No, it looks fucked up. Because when they find you, you'll be in rigor mortis. Your body will be. They're not gonna find you looking like peaceful. They're gonna find you in rigor, and your body's gonna be like all like mangled, and looking crazy. It's not gonna look like how you think that. Oh, I'm just gonna be. No, it'll be fucked up. It's like, oh my god. If they find you too late, your body might blow up, and the gas in your body might blow you up. You might be purple. I've seen some images that will.
Yeah, that's why I asked myself.
So I kind of like got desensitized over time, looking at those pictures over time, like 6 to 8 months of that, looking at that. Like, so I didn't really think it was a big deal, you know. But but then they just, you know, it was time for me.
Is it worth this war?
And it just put me out on the regular street. So
is this worth this war? Is it worth this war going on? What all the things that you just mentioned? Is it worth it?
This is not a war yet.
Is it worth the price of
what is
admission?
war? What is war? What do you determine to be war?
Me?
No, because he said it's not a war yet. It might not be world war, but it's a war. It definitely is a war. That's what he just said. Man in high top. Reverend Green.
There's ways. There's ways to achieve all the above. Capture Karg Island, and also not have boots on the ground. there's a way. And I think they're moving these troops and mobilizing and reassuring allied countries out that way. Hey, it's time to get this money, right? Y'all ready? Hootie hoo! You know, that USA. That's all that's gonna happen. This about to,
150 people died already. And
Hey.
again, is it worth the price of admission?
At this point, yes. And shout out to the brave men and women.
Why would we die up for a war where no one is directly attacking us? Why do you think it's important to die?
Well, they've been attacking us.
Who?
They've been attacking us.
Who are they? You see, every time someone asks you a question, you repeat the answer. You repeat the same.
The Iranians have been attacking us.
When?
Ain't no Iranians been attacking the United States. This is all for
Are you
show.
sure about that?
This is all for bragging rights.
They've been doing these cyber attacks.
Who is they? Who is they?
The Iranians.
Okay, well, prove it.
Is this the same 9/11?
Again, so when you ask him to prove it, he says things for shock value, but doesn't have any proof.
This is the same 9/11 scandal. Same 9/11 scandal.
I didn't say all that.
George Bush pulled off. Same scandal.
I didn't say all that. However, there is talks of just being safety prepared, you know, very vigilant. I mean, the reality of drones.
Sorry, sometimes a lot of the time it sounds like you're just saying stuff.
What do you think about the reality of drones coming to your doorstep?
What does that have to do with anything? They could do that without going over to Israel. You're just saying stuff. Exactly. Let's go back.
I'm talking about Iranians sending these
Like,
drones.
there were times in the military where, yes, if I open my eyes, I'm very stressed. But I found a way to let my body operate and my mind be like separate, if that makes sense. Or like maybe even my spirit was just separate, you know, and my body was just an action finger. It was just an action. I'll get hurt and I wouldn't even say ouch. You know what I mean? It's just, you're just numb. So to think you have a stress card during training, it's like, bro, you're not going to survive. Like you won't survive, which is why we do. We have a lot of people that have joined of recent years that they don't really care to do anything Army for real. Know what I mean? I don't know. So I don't want to get too deep into that because, you know, but yeah, man, stress card. Yeah.
So imagine they're about to have a draft. And then they have a thing called a stress card, and they're about to go into war. You can't hold up a stress card during war. Why would they have it during basic training? Stupid shit. Let's go.
All out with their pants sitting on their calf muscles and shit. Like, this is probably not the generation to be thinking about a draft. You might have to wait a few years into the future and hoping that shit changes. But this generation, y'all was tripping. Man, could you really?
Like they make you cut your hair, all that nice hair you got to cut it. You know, now like before, when I was actively, you know, doing military things, you were able to have a shaving profile. I'm hearing now you can't have a shaving profile. I'm hearing now you can't even have a shaving profile. Y'all gonna see real soon. I'm gonna be without this. I mean, because for y'all that don't know, I'm in my process. You know, I'm in my process. You know, but in that process, I still have to report. You know, I still have to, you know, check in and stuff like that or whatever. And in checking in, I gotta put my uniform on. In putting my uniform on, I'm gonna have to shave this. You know, but yeah, man.
So that means he's like probably like he's like probably on National Guard.
Bro, I think World War III just started. Damn. We still doing tacos on Friday or no? No, like the government might actually draft us. Okay, but they've seen me parallel park, right? I'm a liability. I just Googled how to break your own ankle. I told my mom I was going to be something one day. I didn't mean a headline. They said we might have to report somewhere. Bro, I don't even report to my 9 to 5 on time. They want me in a war zone? I have $7 in my bank account and 1 functioning lung. Send someone else. I got asthma, scoliosis, trust issues, disabled. Pick a struggle, Uncle Sam. If I get drafted, I'm showing up in a crop top and emotional damage. I'm throwing hands passively. I don't even run when my car's about to get towed. You think I'm going to run into combat? My war strategy is cry, then faint.
Niggas out throwing heads passively. Yo, I ain't never heard that before. I'm gonna throw my hands passively. That is hilarious. I've never heard of that before.
I'm bringing a ring light to the trenches. If I die, we're getting views. POV, you're in World War III, but trying to go viral. Drop a bomb? No. Drop a link in bio. If they draft me, I'm showing up with zero cardio and a questionable attitude. I'm hiding behind someone with a mortgage. I'm gonna act medically confused until they send me home. What's a leg again? Bro, I think World War III just started. Damn. We still doing talk?
Nah, that was mad.
But you missed it. You missed the thing I showed you earlier, where there's people that get recycled and they're still stuck in sick bay. This is the thing. You think you're gonna go up there and act a fool, but honey, you'll be in sick bay until you get better, and then do the whole basic training all over again from scratch.
Define sick bay.
Okay, so say if you're in basic training and say you get hurt, right? They'll put you in this thing called sick bay. And that is where the people that probably got hurt or whatever, tripped out, whatever, they'll put you in to this thing called sick bay. And either you get better and you recycle, that means you start basic training from the scratch. So you might have did 8 weeks of basic training. You get hurt like that last week. You go to sick bay, you get recycled, start basic training all over again. And there's some people that just get recycled and recycled and recycled and recycled.
And
so they keep going through basic training over and over again. Basic training. Huh?
I'm gonna keep saying it. Is this worth the price of admission? I'd rather have a job
once
being
you
a
join,
garbage.
you are military property. So if you ain't if it ain't like if you ain't cut your arm off or something, they okay, well get better and start all over again. Ain't no I'm doing my head hurt and you go to sick bay. No, head hurt, go to sick bay, start all over again. And like I said, the girl said that have been in sick bay for 2 years and recycling for 2 years. And their parents think they're like probably like in the military, but they're still in basic training.
And you don't think that's been updated where it's not like that, as where there's perpetually
No.
Could you source up?
No, because listen, once you take that oath, you're military property. You are no longer property of yourself. You are part of military property. You
belong to the government.
You're like you know how the United States is owning you right now because you have a social security number. Well, the military owns you because you have a military now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, may I ask a question? All right, here we go. Corporal punishment. What do you know of it in the sense of the way it's used to the extent in the military today?
It's not as well. What is so corporal? Okay, get down, drop down, and give me 50. Do this. Give me 100 push-ups. Go run around this whole thing till you throw up. You know, this type of stuff. Like they might not be able to physically put their hands on you like they used to, like choke you up and slam you down, beat you up. But honey, there is a part in the military where you do combat, and if you piss off the right TI. Then he can get you on that when they do that training of hand-to-hand combat and kind of beat you up a little bit, and he gets all right to do that. But like corporal punishment could be just okay, you just got finished doing 6 miles, do 6 more. Go back and do it again. That's mentally stand outside.
But you get paid very well
and do this and go outside and all y'all that didn't do it, whatever. Actually, everybody, because this person didn't do it, everybody can go and do XYZ.
How do you become a drill sergeant?
In the heat, in the sun, It's because that is the MOS they chose. It's usually you choose to go into it. Some people are chosen to be a TI. Some people go into that MOS to be like a trainer.
He said,
but corporal punishment does not have to be somebody actually physically hitting you. It could just be like doing something repetitively in a very
you might get hit later on when the officer leaves. It might hit you later on for them doing the work that you were
I think that
responsible
men do have a little bit different than women do. Women, they put you through a mental. It's more mental. But men, you might get hit, certain stuff, especially after you get in. Once you get out of basic and you ain't, and they have like those what do they call exercises, and you ain't doing right, they might put their hands on you. And what you gonna do?
So how do you feel about G.I. Jane?
Why are you asking stupid questions?
Was she going through abuse? Was she going through
G.I. Jane, like the movie, or what?
Right.
Yeah, the movie.
So do you think that still exists?
I'm not gonna ask.
Y'all talking about a possible military draft. Do y'all know that this generation is openly and willingly to volunteer for jail before joining the armed services? This generation will tell you straight up, I will go to prison before they go to goddamn the military, bro. Like, this generation's not gonna join no draft.
Oh, let's not talk about the blanket. Okay, let's talk about the blanket party, right? They're in the Marines, in some parts of the Army, they have a thing where if you get everybody in trouble,
I just said that.
Some people will take your blanket and hold it down while everybody hits you with socks with the soap in it, and everybody will bow, hit you. So it don't have to be the TI that punish you, but if you make everybody have to redo, and you can't, and if you tell on them, now that's an issue because now you got everybody hating on it. Like, it's almost like jail. That's a movie, stupid. But there is a thing called the blanket party. I've heard stories of people, they'll hit you in the balls with that soap and everything like that.
Whoa.
Yeah, they'll hit you in your they'll purposely hit you right.
So you're saying they still do this in the military?
Yeah, like why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they do it? You did something, and everybody had to stand outside for an extra hour and got no sleep.
With all those cross-dressers that were in the military just a few years ago, you're saying they was doing this?
Child, I don't know what. Right.
No,
So there's today's
military has been rebuilt from the time of Biden.
You have, these are warriors. They're going to be soldiers, bro. These are people that's going out to be soldiers and
they don't care.
Warriors. Like, do you understand the mindset of people that's about to be a warrior, and like how they break your mind down? It doesn't matter if you were.
They don't care if you're LGBTQ.
They break your whole mind down into a whole new mind. You're not.
So do you say these people are warriors? Correct.
They break your mind down. You when you come into the military, you're one thing. When you leave the military, when you leave basic training, you're not the same person.
Machine.
I'm not the person I was when I joined the military.
Correct.
I'm still not the same person. As much as I try to get back to that original person, it doesn't exist anymore. Like, she was
Genesis, how fast can you clean your gun?
However fast I don't know, but back then it should
be programmed in your mind.
Back then, but you know what? It's been a while. But if you put one in front of me, I could do it.
Okay.
I don't know how it's been a while, but if you would have did it back then,
low key, sis, you need to show me how to do it.
You know what I'm saying?
You need to show me how to do that shit. I need to clean out. I need to clean out my. Do you know how to
try prison? They got cell phones.
Bro, prison would become a college dorm. It would be filled with regular Gen Z people, not no criminals. It'd be filled with regular people, niggas in there like, bro, what you in for? You ain't want to go to the war? Yeah, nigga, I ain't want to go to the war either. But I'm acting tough because there's a couple killers in this motherfucker. So, nigga, look right, nigga, don't blink. It's gonna be like college in there. After a while, it's gonna be mad regular people in there. You know, they start new basketball leagues, 1v1 leagues, and everything. You know what I mean? Like, all right, well, I guess this is just what the new population is.
Either.
You know, the new.
Oh, they'll be jail. They won't be prison because prison will have you up in there. You know, getting prison is another thing. When you go up to the circus, I got friends that used to be in prison too. That's another thing, a whole nother ball game.
In prison, everybody be hiding and running a whole bunch of shit.
They got cell phones. They got the gym. They be having a blast sometimes. Boy, I be looking at their TikToks like, why am I watching them on TikTok? Nigga, you're not supposed to be seeing shit. You're not even supposed to know TikTok exists.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all talking about something. Oh, there's gonna be a military draft. Ain't nobody going. Ain't nobody signing up. Nigga, they will hurt themselves before getting put into any position. Don't nobody want to go do no duck walk butt ass naked, get their booty hole poked to go fucking fight in a war that they don't even see fit. They don't see the
booty hole poke in prison though too. We ain't gonna talk about lie about prison ain't got no booty hole poke.
Final Destination is the franchise that terrified an entire generation about drugs.
Also,
duck walk butt ass nigga. What year you living in? I ain't never. Yo, look, man. I've never had to do the craziest thing I ever had to do was before the military. Anybody?
And I'm gonna tell you this is that he's talking about like Navy SEALs, Ranger stuff. When you start to go into like those like special forces, that's where it gets really even more ridiculous.
I ever had to get a physical before? Where they know what I mean? They got you touching your toes and stuff. Like, I've never had to do no crazy nothing. Now that I think about it, I think we had on like boxes or something. Yeah, I think we had on boxes because we did do it with duck walk. Now that I think about it, that was in like MEPS. That's like in the very beginning, but that's not like a training thing. It's something that you and like maybe 10 other people are in the room doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, this should do sound a little crazy when I think about it. Got 10 men just duck walking in boxes. The things I've done.
Proper cause. There's not a single valid reason that we've been given on why we are even over there. We're not fighting for our country. We're fighting for a white man. And I'm sick of that shit. Y'all talking about a possible.
Yeah, and that's part of the major problem is a lot of people don't even know why. But this video right here, this is a vet. He's going to be explaining, you know, is the draft real? Is it something that we should actually be scared of, right? Let's see.
No.
Hold on. Send them out the country. That's an idea. If you don't want your child to be in the military, you could send them out the country. That could be something. You could like go leave the country. Like, I mean, I don't know. Let's go.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today we are going to be talking about a hot topic that's been going on right now. I'm sure most of you have seen it in the news and YouTube videos, and that is going to be the changes to the United States military draft system, automatically registering young men for the draft. So pucker your fucking butts, Gen Z. You're about to go fight in the trenches of Ukraine. So we'll talk about three things today. And for those of you who may be new to the channel and are wondering what the hell does this guy know about anything, I'm a retired Green Beret, did over 10 years in Army Special Forces, a lot of combat, a lot of war, so I understand what this draft system is really for, okay? So three things we're going to talk about: the changes to the draft system and my opinions on the draft in general, and a lot of talk recently about women being forced to register for the draft, and then conscription, okay, which is a system a lot of countries use, basically require their civilians when they turn 18 to join the military for a few years. Okay, so I'll give my perspective on each of these, right? So let's get into the first one, changes to the draft. Okay, so for those of you who didn't know, the way the system used to work, or at the moment works, when men turn 18, they are legally required to register for selective service, the draft. Okay, well, how's this going to change due to the bill in the House? It's just passed. It needs to move on to the Senate still. It will automatically register you for the draft when you turn 18. Okay, so what changes? Really nothing. Okay, you were legally required to do it anyway. Let's say a huge war did kick off and the draft was enacted. Even if you didn't register for the draft, they would still just draft you, and you would still just go to war or go to prison. Okay, so a lot of people freaking out for no reason because it's not actually going to change anything. But then why are we talking about this, right? Why is this something that's going in the House, through the House or Congress? Well, because where we're at right now in the military with retention and recruitment, it is starting to look like we may have to force people to join the military.
So I do know that for sure, because I know a lot of people that are recruiters, and your retention is very low, and it's about to dip even deeper. And what that means, retention and recruiting. Retention is keeping people in, and recruiting is getting people to come in. It's not going to be a lot of people joining the military. In the next few years, there's not going to be a lot of people to join the military. It's not going to be a lot of people to re-enlist into the military. That retention, keeping them. And because of that, we're going to have to find other means. You're going to have to find other means. If a war starts and people aren't joining, they're going to make people join. I could definitely see that happening.
To meet our national defense readiness standards. Okay, not a great situation to be in, right? So let's talk about a draft in general, in my opinion on it. Okay, so we do have, knowledge about how well a draft works because America's actually used it multiple times. We used it in Vietnam, didn't work very well. We used it in World War II, worked a little bit better, but that was a different time, different generation, right? So today, what do I think about a draft? Okay, whereas someone who actually has fought these wars and been in combat and been in, actual serious situations like near ambushes, didn't get these Valor Awards for nothing. I can tell you, you cannot force people to fight. Okay, you just can't do it, right? And this generation especially is not equipped for being forced to fight a war, okay? Do you think these people are ready to go fight in the trenches of Ukraine? Probably not going to go very well, okay? So anyone who's been in combat over the last 20 years, not just soft like me, but infantry, Marines, have all seen the people that curl up into a little ball and basically just wait to die, okay? War is not for everybody. Combat is not for everybody. It's not for most people. 9 out of 10 people could not handle being in combat, okay? Even the people who, some of the toughest guys you'll see are the ones that first to basically just curl up in the ball and wait to die, okay? So that is why, and we saw it in Vietnam, right? That was the big, all these kids that had wanted nothing to do with the war, forced into the jungle. Bad situation, okay? The other really nasty part about if you...
Wait, curl in a ball and wait to die?
It's like this. That can happen, or it can be to the point where you don't know yourself. Psychologically, you know what I mean? It's pretty much that way. Other than that, it's like one of those you become a whole zombie.
Right.
And you might F around and hit your own teammate. And
I try to tell people that, and guess what? You know what? They were saying that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Like they come on, friendly fire. What do you think friendly fire? They do it, like, especially somebody piss you off on the over there, and you over there, like, no one, come on now. And they cover it up. They cover for each other because they're brothers. If they know that this guy then kind of tripped out or whatever, they know that he's tripping. They're not gonna like rat on him. They know he's tripping, bro, and they're gonna be like, no, everything.
Everybody thinks you go to the military, you go to you get like college courses and all this other stuff. You get to travel, but let me tell you something about traveling real fast. Just because you travel to different places doesn't mean it's a vacation all the time.
Thank you.
Because you're going to get people there who are going to want to destroy you. Just think about that's the one thing about the military. They do teach you to be self-aware. They sharpen your senses for a reason. They do all that to you for a reason. You may not like it. It may not feel right. You may feel used and abused, but at the end of the day, it does teach you to sharpen your senses. So now
you'll be in a beautiful landscape and seeing people's heads being blown off.
Exactly.
You'll be seeing like the Mount Fiji over the horizon, and then just see somebody just whole head, your friend that you just got finished talking to 5 minutes earlier, talking about so and so, and next thing you know, they foul, their head go. What you gonna do then? Imagine you just got finished talking to this guy and like, hey, I'm gonna call my.
Don't forget them suicide. Don't forget them suicide. B word. I don't want to say the whole.
Yeah, thing. I tried to explain that. The thing is Reverend Green. He had I don't know what age group he grew up with, but honey, I explained even my own stepfather, how he went to go see Apocalypse Now and wild out at the movie theater.
Oh,
still fucked up over Vietnam.
So my question is this: what is your top 3, no particular order, places that?
Man, hold on. No one says young people romanticize war because of video games. That shit gets real once you're in it. Amen. Shouts out to know what. Shouts out for that. Amen. Exactly.
Where a person could be, stationed at, like the dream places? If they got fortunate, what are the top three?
Taiwan is one of them.
Okay.
Taiwan, I definitely know that one for sure. One of my partners, he came back. Thank God he came back fully intact.
I say Japan and Germany. That's where everybody like loves to like
Hawaii.
Don't go. Do
Hawaii
not go to Germany.
Yeah, it's true.
Do not go to Germany. I don't care what nobody tells you. Do not end up in Germany.
That Autobahn got to be sick though.
You can't choose where you're gonna end up. They're gonna tell you where you're gonna go. You have to go where what you gonna do. I'm not going to Germany. Oh, okay, we'll go to jail.
You need a draft. It's because a huge war has broken out. What does that mean? You need people immediately. So what do? We take these kids fresh off the street, give them 8 weeks of training and basic training, and immediately send them into war.
Immediately.
Basically no training. Really, really bad system. Okay, it's what Russia's doing. It's what Ukraine's doing. It's not great. Okay, again, you need soldiers, not children who don't know what they're doing at the end of the day. All right. So now, who are we actually going to be recruiting through the draft? Okay, again, so Gritty Soldier's got a really good clip about this that we're going to go ahead and watch because I think that he's got one of the better videos on it. So watch this. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today we are going to be
Operations Manager. Before you spend another day lost in schedules and time tracking, meet Connect Team, the all-in-one platform that makes team management. Oh,
sorry about that, guys.
Okay, well, I hope you guys gained some valuable information from this. I wouldn't take this lightly. I would definitely consider this as a possibility because the way America is being ran right now, anything is possible. I think as America, we're extremely spoiled because nothing crazy has happened in the mainlands since, what can we say, 9/11, which is 25 years ago now. So it's almost to the point where we're a little bit like, oh, we're protected. We have like a clear shield over us, and it's not possible. Now, I'm somebody that I will vouch for our military and say, like when the whole cartel thing happened, I was just like, yeah, all right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all wanted with America's military. I just didn't see that being something that they want. You know what I mean? Because I know our military, like we have artillery. We have them guys. You know what I mean? We have Rangers. Like, you know what I mean? We have Special Forces, Navy SEALs. Like, we don't have some dudes with hoods on their head killing randoms. You know what I mean? So, I am somebody that speaks on the behalf of our military a lot. But what I will say, that when you have a world war, things get a little bit different. Because China get down. You know what I mean? If you watch some of their training video, Russia get down. Yeah, so when you start talking about a world war, you're talking about something a lot bigger, which is why I haven't spoke much on this because I don't have enough knowledge of the full situation. It's like I'm getting little trinkets and then, you know, I want to trust what I see, but then I can't trust. So it just gets real tricky. But I will say this, I would take it serious. Now, I mean, I would take it serious and I would keep up with it. Do your push-ups, do your ruck marches. Now, I mean, fellas, sprint and drag carries, look up the PT test. You know, this sounds crazy to some people, but just consider it. The worst thing that can happen is you just get really fit. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Comment down below. What do y'all think about all of this? Make sure you got like
that's sad. You gotta tell people to like get fit, get ready, because it's coming, right? but here's the thing: why are U.S. troops turning against Trump and quitting in droves?
Wait. Say that again.
U.S. troops are quitting in droves. That's why this is one of the reasons why they're doing this. Didn't hear about this. Did y'all know that?
I didn't know about this.
Watch this.
We didn't start this war, but under President Trump, we are finishing it.
You literally started the war. Pete, there is no, we didn't start the war. You literally started the war. Pete, you changed your title to Secretary of War because you love war so much. You started the war. Pete, everybody went to bed Friday night. Everybody went to bed Friday night. No, we woke up Saturday morning to war. Everyone woke up to a war.
President Trump has not ruled out boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your?
Hold on. Someone want to say this. The U.S. military don't even buy the best equipment for its soldiers. Ask me how I know. Now let's talk about that. Do you even know that you are taught to only use a certain amount of bullets. You have to like, you're even taught about even shooting, making sure that you just don't because it's money. Every bullet is money. So you have to make sure that you like even that hitting the targets.
But I thought
Some of them
the U.S.
jamming up. Valid crash out.
the best equipment.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
I thought the USA had more equipment.
Honey, they listen. That is a myth. Everybody like think that the best.
Oh.
Yep.
So all these Trump supporters yapping and running their mouth about having the best equipment, the best weapons, the best missiles, the best drones, the best this, the best that, but you can't afford bullets.
This will all be wrapped up by the end of April. They're gonna wrap them up. Remember, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, there was this article where it was drafted up where they said Signalgate, where he was mentioning or called those leaks saying that getting ready to exercise for Iran. This was last April.
What's that got to do with
So
bullets?
I'm saying that so if you take it in hindsight, like what's going on right now, they've been exercising, they've been ready.
So you're saying this whole thing is an exercise? That
They've
this
been
whole
ready.
war that they no, you're saying
Nope.
they've been exercising.
No boots on the ground. I think it's going to be different. They're squeezing them economically in Tehran.
Okay. Well, let's go.
Country.
No, we are waiting for them.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
Hey everybody, Walton Goggins here. Starting a business is never easy, but with GoDaddy Arrow, that endeavor is a...
Let me just reload this. I got
I'm sorry, can you
premium.
repeat that?
I have premium, so I don't know why it's giving me all these dang on.
That happened at the 2 hour, 40-minute mark. Right there,
Even
41-minute mark.
Let me try.
more than the previous war. Our soldiers are prepared for any scenario. When I said that we are waiting for them, it didn't mean that we are waiting for continuation of the war. No, but we have prepared ourselves to confront with any scenario, with any eventuality, any possibility, and we know that we can handle that.
I'm going to be honest. I can't go to Iran. I can't deploy to Iran.
And somebody in the White House needs to take Trump and sit his ass the fuck down. Life already hard. Now we got to worry about this bullshit.
Yes,
This
is who about to go to war. Who
You
about
ain't
to
did
get
nothing but
drafted?
chaos.
They about to get drafted.
I'm not getting out there and fighting no motherfucker. I'm on the red side. I'm on that side. Fuck the U.S. I don't give a damn.
That's who picked to get drafted.
Today is my rest day after my slow 10 miles yesterday.
I'm sorry.
But the only thing I can do is get outside, find some fresh air, and pray for peace.
She did 10 miles?
Would you go to war for America or do some time in prison?
Lock me up, throw away the key, burn it, melt it, throw me under the jail. I don't care. I'm not fighting for this country. I'm allergic to bullets.
The House just passed a bill that automatically registers men ages 18 to 25 into the military draft.
How long is the prison time?
It's a maximum of 5 years, but you're definitely getting fed time.
I'm gonna take the prison.
Why you say that? You don't want to fight for your country?
My country barely likes me like that, for real.
How old are you?
18.
You know what that means, right?
No, I don't. I'm not fighting in no war. Chilling there with R. Kelly, probably ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fighting. I wonder how many other people gonna be in there. You feel me? How many other people that's not gonna be fighting in this war? Because it won't be me.
19 years. 19 years I've spent in the Army, and I have made the decision to get out. And I hear a lot of, well, it's just one more year. oh, you're crazy to be missing out on all that money. But people don't know what I've been through.
Yeah, man. You seen the platoon sergeant? What the hell wrong with you? I won't be able to do it. You seen the platoon sergeant? Ain't he here? Nah, he just walked out. Yeah, my left my hip. So they'll talk about deployment, and I can't deploy because my hip. You ain't look like that. You just ran 2 miles this morning, though. I know, but I hurt my hip out there getting out of the vehicle and stepping on my big toe. So I won't be able to deploy. You on profile? The platoon sergeant. No, I'm trying to get one. Oh no, you'll be there. They ain't even giving out profiles. I won't be able to deploy. Nah, they ain't giving out profiles anymore. Can you just let them know? I hurt my hip. You sure? You sure you all right? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, but I just won't be able to deploy. Let them know. Oh man, we're gonna get you out there one way or another. Don't worry.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My good name is Chrisity. I hope you are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So the administration is saying that boots on the ground are still an option, but
I've spent in the Army and I have made the decision to get out. And I hear a lot of, well, it's just one more year. Oh, you're crazy to be missing out on all that money. But people...
Can you imagine?
Pay the first to 15th check.
Can you imagine a person that spent 19 years? She about to retire in like another more 10 years, but she willing to just say fuck it.
But if you go for the one more year, that's 20 years, and I guess you get like retirement benefits or something.
Yeah, but she like fuck it. That's crazy. That's how you know that the shit is not what people are saying it is. He said fuck that retirement. Fuck it all. You know what I'm saying? People be talking that ain't been in the military to experience it.
People don't know what I've been through. I deployed to Afghanistan about 8 years ago. And coming home since then, I've stuck it out. And finally, the trauma from that has caught up with me. And I have stayed so long in a system that literally broke me. Yes, I've had really good times, but the one bad time holds so much weight that I can't do it anymore.
Honey, you see how she held that finger up and was shaking that one finger. She said that one time, and her finger was just shaking. Whatever the fuck happened to her during that one time.
I want to give a shout out to my boy, Mr. Fantastic. I want to give a shout out to that brother. He served 20 years in the military and looking fit. I don't know how you did it, bro, but congratulations, bro.
She knows what's coming. Thank you. This sister knows what she was in Afghanistan. See, people need to listen. People be so quick to talk, ain't been in the situation. See, thank God I was only in anti-terrorism. So everything I did was from Washington, D.C., from the Pentagon standpoint. But trust me, I was the one they were talking to. Honey, imagine like going like a whole like 9 months and only get to talk to your family once or twice.
And it's not like they can insert some miracle serum in you to be Captain America. That don't work. That's not going to work.
Back then, they didn't have cell phones. There was no cell phones. They had to call my line, and I had to patch him through to his wife. So if they wanted to talk some sex, I wasn't on the phone, but I could have been listening to them doing whatever, hey baby, whatever. But like I was there when they didn't have cell phones and had to call my phone, the red phone, to talk. And I had to
That's hard. That's difficult.
And listen, what they'll do is, oh, you're going to be for 3 months, and then they'll extend it. Oh no, it's going to be 6 months, then 9 months, then 12 months, and 2 years later, you're still in Afghanistan. That shit will go down. You're going to be here for 3 months, honey.
You think I'm missing out?
Renew it.
You think I'm missing out on a piece of ass? You must be out your goddamn mind.
Oh, he probably fucking some chicks over there on the base, whatever, and then they get STD. It's all, the whole thing.
No.
Let's go.
I've had really good times, but the one bad time holds so much weight that I can't do it anymore. I don't have any more left in me. And today I just learned that the reason I'm getting out is the same reason so many other people have voluntarily separated from the military. So being a part of something that has caused me so much trauma, it's been really difficult. But I'm done. I can finally take this off. I'm free. I'm gonna go get my septum pierced now.
As a military combat veteran who has spent a few tours in Iraq during Operation Iraqi Freedom and personally folded 36 flags with these hands, I have got to tell you, barring politics and everything, we're talking about cold, hard facts here. Our young men and women are about to die for an old man's fight. And none of the old men are going to take part in it. So they're not going to die. The retaliation for what Iran did to one of our bases, where we came back at Iran, what they just did was they started going after one of our naval facilities, and they attacked Saudi Arabia, where the fossil fuels reside. The commerce, the business behind all of it. And you know who does business with Saudi Arabia with fossil fuels? We do. It's the same exact thing with a different face on it. Hear me. This is not about proving who's the bigger bully on the playground anymore. These hands folded 36 flags in 4 months. More flags will be folded, and they will be draped over the caskets of our children. Do y'all understand the gravity of this situation? I'm at a loss for words. I wish that I could fill these gaps in this video with something other than flashbacks that you can't see that are behind my eyes. Flashbacks that my buddies saw. I had 5 buddies that took their own lives because they lost to the war on the home front. Because once they got back, because they had survivor's guilt and all kinds of other things, because their lives weren't taken during these wars, they took their own.
Survivor guilt.
And this needs
survivor's guilt. Did anybody think about that? That you can like be out there with your buddy, see him get his head blown off, and you feel guilty that you lived because maybe that guy was a really good soldier and was really like probably one of the best, but you made it. But this guy was better than you at, combat, whatever. And you feel guilty for making it, so therefore you take your own life out. Let me just explain to you, like, this is the type of stuff that happens.
To be said by somebody who knows what all this turns into. From the level of the middle class. God, I never thought I'd see this twice in my lifetime. We're in trouble.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
We didn't start this war, but under President Trump, we are finishing it.
You literally started the war. Pete, there is no, we didn't start the war. You literally started the war.
Trump, when giving a speech to the American people about the 3 service members who have lost their lives in this unjustified, unsanctioned war against Iran. Ladies and gentlemen, this president is fundamentally removed from the consequences and the reality of the decisions it is that he makes. And we as the American people are bearing the full brunt of it. To tell the mothers and the fathers, the sisters and the brothers, the aunties and the uncles and the grandparents of these service members who have lost their lives that it's just the way it is beyond belief. This war could have been avoided.
Could have been avoided. And let me tell you guys, he says some people gonna just have to die. Ain't that crazy for him to just say that even our own troops just gonna have to die? For what? What are they gonna die for? What is gonna be the death of what? For what? So Israel can like run, have control of that area or whatever. I don't even know exactly what this is about. Like, what is the oil?
No one knows.
No one knows. Let's go.
Donald Trump fundamentally set us on this collision course when he ripped up the Iran nuclear deal that Barack Obama signed in his administration. This never had to happen. And over the last 48 hours, I've been asking myself, has America not learned its lesson? Did we not learn anything from the days of Saddam Hussein? Did we not learn anything from the days of Gaddafi? These wars in the Middle East lead us nowhere. And something people must fundamentally understand. Yes, the Ayatollah of Iran is evil by all stretches of the imagination. But the idea that we can go in and topple this regime and think that the people of Iran will be able to rise up and claim their freedom is beyond me. The IRGC has been bred since their birth to uphold Sharia law, to uphold the Ayatollah. They will not sit idly by and allow the people to reclaim whatever freedom they once had, not without bloodshed. This was not the United States fight. And this war could have been avoided. And to tell the American people that service members losing their lives is just what we'll have to accept is unacceptable.
Guys, it's so sad seeing, especially that woman that was crying, saying that she can finally take.
Before I end this thing, I want to show you one video. One final video, like really breaking down what happens. So let's go. Hold on. Hold on. Let me.
Put in a chat.
Let me redo it. Sometimes I be trying to share the screen and it'll just be on some. So this is a Marine sharing his experience from one of the most bloodiest situations. So I want you guys to understand that are just minimizing war and thinking that it's just a no biggie. You know, people that's like, oh no, just I even hear Reverend Green saying, yeah, I'll send my son into this. Why would you do that? You know, if you know what really happens.
Nothing wrong with him enlisting in the military or encouraging.
Okay. All right.
You know,
so let's hear what happens in war. Let's hear what happens. Let's go.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna write up their death letter. Do you hear this? Do you know what that is? Does anybody know what that is?
Basically, it's like what you would do when you are signing a life insurance.
Pretty much. And this is so when we're talking about war and people are just minimizing it, oh yeah, it's no big deal. Let's go. An 18-year-old kid, Harris Duncan says, so the death letter is saying bye to loved ones. So that's what the death letter is.
And mind you, while you're writing that death letter, you're holding back tears. You're not supposed to show emotion.
Really?
But you are throwing up.
You're throwing up?
Yeah. Because of the fear. Because of the fear. The realness does kick in for some people. The realness kicks in. I'm like, when you hear the words, write your death letter, that's a mental, that not everybody has that mental switch, if you know what I mean, for combat.
So
going into it.
So people get to throwing up, they get to
throwing up, hurling, trying to hold back.
You're not allowed to cry at all.
You're not allowed to cry. Not allowed. Because what happened, your sergeant sees that, he's going to grill you.
No, we're not just talking about hypotheticals. We're talking about what happens in war, Jamie. We're talking about what happens when you're on the battlefield about to go and do like a assignment that you're going to die, that you could die. So before they do that, when they go into it, they make you sign this. They make you write this thing called a death letter. And that letter is to be sent to your loved ones. And what he's explaining is the emotions that go through the platoon before it happens. Keep going. Let's go. We were throwing up. They're like.
Yeah, that's basically it. If you're not emotional, if your mind is not switched 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week combat, if you don't have that particular mindset, because what I was told from a friend of mine who served in the military, there are two mindsets. Actually, there are three. The third one you do not want. Because like we just talked about before, you will go psycho. And it's hard to turn it off. You can't, or as a matter of fact, you can't turn it off because you're a fucking zombie. The second one is pretty much combat mode. You're in your regular base state in the first stage. The first stage is, okay, thinking about my wife and kids, blah, 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 blah. All I want to do is go home. All I want to do is go home. All I want to do is go home. And you keep repeating that to yourself. All I want to do is go home.
So that's what keeps you alive, is I just want to go home.
All I want to do is go home. And you're hoping and you're praying. And it's like, dude, just say the word. And some of them do, and not a lot do go home. Those who go home are there's when you hit land, everybody's hugging you, everybody's kissing you, everybody's like, I'm so glad you're home. 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 You're not home yet. In your mind, you're not home yet. It it don't hit until you hit that bed. But mind you, let me ask you a question. When you were in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you went home, when you went home and your feet hit land, what was your mindset then?
I didn't feel like I was a part of anything close to. I didn't feel like I was.
Did you feel that you were? Did you feel that you were in the United States and you were free?
No, I felt like I was. I was not a part of the regular. I was not the same anymore. I was not Monica that anyone else.
You were programmed. Just like a friend of mine, just like my cousin, just like my grandfather, my great grandfather.
Did you notice the change though? Did you notice that they were like, even like you give them a hug, it's like,
I mean, they're normal. They're normal. I mean, don't get me wrong.
But I'm saying, like, there's certain stuff, like if you gave them a hug, they're not gonna.
No.
Normally, no, but because I know that it was a military bearing thing. Like even when you graduate basic training.
Sir, were you in the military?
Nope.
Okay.
So he's talking what he know about people that have explained to him what happened to them in the military. So
my grandfather and my great grandfather were.
So he knows what those death letters are.
And these were outstanding men, and to your perspective, right?
Yes.
What does that have to do with what they have to go through?
They went through the military. He has a whole branch of. He has a whole branch of elders who left a great impression of him. And they were from the military, the U.S. military. So
you're missing it. Read this comment right here. Let me go back to what I was playing because I think
we call it. Well, I hate calling it PTSD because nobody wants to tell the truth. I call it shell shock.
Yeah.
Tell the truth. People have everything changes. All words change. Shell shock, battle fatigue, PTSD. I mean, it's all the same, but just call it shell shock. This is real.
I can tell you about my stepfather. I was never in Vietnam, but I can tell you what happened when he got out. I can tell you how it affected him. I can tell you what he told me. That doesn't mean that I have to be, but I was in the military and I do know, and I've seen with my own two eyes, it does affect people. Just basic training alone will fuck you up. Not even in the war.
Not to cut you off, sis, I don't mean to, but this is important to know. Something happened with my grandfather to the point where he had a hole in his throat, and he had to cover that up. When he talk, he talked with a raspy voice. This ain't it. Well, or some people come back with no fingers. No fingers, messed up leg, no leg, but you're home.
Someone says it's not the death letters that mess you up. Get your fellow soldiers dying next to you and the evil things you have to do to survive.
Ooh.
So I don't have to experience it to identify and empathize with it. Your problem is that you're not empathizing, you're not seeing, you're still caught up in the illusion that all this shit is what it is. Again, like I said, imagine having a thing in a beautiful landscape and it's nothing but that they go into a situation and don't even know what the hell is about to happen. Just throw spaghetti at the wall. Learn in training. Never learn in training. So you're learning on the job and you could die.
Learning on the fly. Mm-hmm.
Again. You don't think Iran is waiting for the U.S. troops to come over there?
literally waiting to kill you. There was kill houses set up all over the place. There was tunnel systems. There was rat lines. There were loopholes. There were channel walls knocked down to basically shoot.
Now, why? This is not about USA. This is about reality. You gotta like cut that out. Like, you know what? This guy is a veteran explaining his real situation, and you're saying just USA, and he's explaining how dire his situation.
I'm Sean Ryan. Click here to subscribe.
And hold on. I want to show the one where the Reaper, who is an actual sniper, when he talks about what he went through.
You talking about the one with the dreads?
Yeah.
May as well put myself on the front line. So yeah, I was assigned to second.
Let me find the one with the Reaper, because even like the most talented sniper broke down talking about.
Yeah, because you only got seconds.
Hug it, and we're gonna kill them with us. So he pulls
I
out
like
his
him.
1 second, bro. I fist bump Mike Pemberton. We said our goodbyes. I hear this weird slap, and I heard cops scream. I look, and I see like a water hose. John Brain again, pumping red water. Like, what is that? And I see him fall, and he's screaming, bro. Screaming, cussing, and screaming. And his femoral artery was hit. I remember the ravine, the water we were in, like turning different color, dark, brown, and it tasted like pennies. Yeah.
He's tasting his own
So that's the guy who saved my life.
blood, bro. Do you understand like how serious this is? This is not something to be like, oh, just a USA moment. It's like, no, this is what could happen to your loved one.
I'll tell you, if you can do it, if you can do it, right? If you can do it, if you think you're tough enough to do it, go join.
Go ahead and join, bro. Join.
Go on list.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Let's
So I
go.
was
Oh my God, that has to kill him. What did he say? I made the dumbest call of my life. So he blames himself.
skirting the tree line. Yeah. Yeah. Should have went in it and skirted the tree line, probably tired. Wanted to get to the element as quickly as we could because they were all.
See his face? He's experiencing this as he's telling the story as if it's happening at that moment. Look at his face. People don't understand combat and how traumatizing. And he was like a person calling shots. So imagine how many people he feels responsible for. That's why he tries to pull it together, but he can't. And someone said that this is his Nanya Bailey says, and this is his reality every time he goes to bed. When he goes to sleep, he sees this. He relives it. You guys have no idea when you're telling that they're talking about bringing our kids, and there's some people that's going to die. Well, guess what? They don't have to really die on the battlefield mentally. Once they're done, this is who's going to come back. People that have seen this type of thing.
Time is a funny thing. It's so limited, and yet we let it pass by us. We're all guilty of putting important things off until later. If you've been putting off life in EETfabric.com/SR clips. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company, not available in certain states. Prices subject.
Pemberton comes over. He just puts his hand inside the wound. And I remember him.
Hey, what's up?
Remember what I told you about that switch?
Yeah.
That mental switch?
Mm-hmm.
This is what you go through all the time mentally. It is difficult. I mean, you may think you live in a normal life, and you do. You go to work like everybody else. You eat food. Well, you don't eat food like everybody else because you're so military trained. You're just you're a normal civilian, but It's hard to go to sleep at night sometimes because you have that all in your head.
Right.
All the things that you've done, all the things that you messed up on, and you can make mistakes when in war. You can make mistakes.
And then you blame yourself.
And this is why they have, I don't know if they have military council.
They don't. They fucking don't. They put you out and then you fend for yourself. That's the problem that's really fucking with me, is because these people are like, they just put them out. All right, time's up, goodbye. That's it. That's why you have so many military people that are homeless right now, because they end up on drugs trying to cope with stuff, and they end up
and they tell you stories too. There are homeless people there was one homeless guy that was just telling us stories about, the battalion and what they've been through. Like, this is disgusting, but it's reality. It's reality. Go ahead.
And then you can see his face. He's like, when he's describing this moment, he's reliving it. You see his face? That's a 1,000-yard stare. That's what they call it, the 1,000-yard stare. Look at that. Look at his face right here. It's called the 1,000-yard stare. Now, when you're in the military in combat, when you have that, you could see something from a mile away moving. A target.
And Democrats and Republicans do not give a fuck. I'm just gonna say it. They just don't care. You got that. You may have that one person, and I already know who she is. I ain't gonna say it on the show. That one person who does care, but no, we don't have the money for the funding for this. We don't have the money for the funding for that. But you send $8 billion overseas and say you don't have enough money. You already spent over damn near $1 trillion for war. What is this? What, like $3 billion per day? That this war is going on? I don't know if it's million or billion.
The reason why I'm really showing this is because when we talk about our kids going to war and into a guerrilla war type of a situation with Iran, look at this guy is a sniper. That means he is trained on a level.
No, Genesis, you did the right thing. Educational purposes. You did the absolute right thing. And this is what education should be. When people say you should send your kids off to the military, that's only if they act up. You need counseling for these individuals. You need guidance counselor. You need at least 24 to 48 hours surveillance. At least that. At least. And then if they approve, then, and most of them need the help, bro. It's not, when you come back home, you don't come back the same. Understand that. While everybody's feeding their faces and going golfing, talking about they're not fit for war because of some illness. That's stupid. You're stupid. You're a pussy. You're scared. You're afraid. But you want to go golfing. Okay, cool. We got you.
What was the question? Does he have children? Yes, he has children.
Now, these public schools, do they teach the children to become business owners or to go get a job?
Some of them have. There are those who have programs that teach their children at a certain, not at that particular age, but I would say junior high and high school, that they teach you certain programs if they have the funding for it.
But what is that question about? Like, we're talking about our kids that could be sent over to war, and I'm trying to show this is a person that joined the military, went all the way into sniper, and as you can see, he's as special forces, and you see how it still affects him. It still affects him to this day.
Yeah, but that's not the majority of people who come out.
Man, if you don't get the hell up out of here.
Wait.
I'm sorry. I've had enough.
I was going to challenge him. And I was going to say.
He's still here. But
let me challenge you this, Mom. You say
you're so left wing and anti-country.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with it. Ain't got nothing to do with
this country. I'm a proud American
right now. It ain't got nothing to do with Republican or Democrat.
I'm not talking feelings. I'm talking facts.
Your facts is clouding
your
judgment right now.
Feelings.
Your facts is clouding your fucking judgment. Get that out your fucking head right now. Do you absolutely positively believe that the minority of people or the majority don't feel this way?
Of course not.
Do you absolutely believe what you're saying right now?
That's just a fraction. Right, that's a minute fraction that come out feeling buyer's remorse or survivor's guilt. Yeah.
Are you serious? Are you
exactly?
Serious?
Real spit.
No, you joking.
Real spit.
No, you're joking. You're joking.
Real spit.
Hundreds come home with the mindset to die still.
Hundreds out of how many are in the military are already real active duty? So to the millions. Millions.
Wait.
You're talking about hundreds to the millions who are on active duty. They don't go through all this. Yeah, they're not coming out crying and whining and get on TV and being paid at the same damn time.
Huh? Genesis, am I missing something? Maybe okay. Maybe I just overslept.
Now everybody comes out having to kill someone and does what the Grim Reaper does.
Have you been in combat before?
No, sir. Not in the military.
You haven't been in combat ever? Okay.
Not in the military.
Not ever?
Not in the military.
Not ever?
Not in the military.
You know, if it's the military, police officer, fighter, it's not the same.
Sir, you been in the military?
Why would I be in a white man's military?
That's how you look at it, living in this country?
Fuck yes.
You're not proud of your country?
I'll say it 10 times over. Why would the fuck I want to be in a white man's military?
Sir.
Listen,
so you're against the war.
Why are we fighting in the first place?
We're fighting for America. American interests.
Okay, and what to you is America? You keep saying America. America that. What do you define America?
Are you American? What type of American are you? Sir?
Answer my question. Don't deflect. Answer my question. What do you define?
Sir, I'm a proud American, sir.
What do you define America?
I love this land where I'm from. This is my ancestral homeland of my ancestors. This is my motherland.
America.
All right, so why are we fighting in Iran if for America? What are you talking about? Are you stupid?
To get that chicken, to get that Skrilla.
Man, you sound fucking dumb as fuck.
No. Let him believe. Let him believe in his own head what he believes. But he's still going to answer my question. Define America,
sir.
Define
America, sir. Define America.
That red, white, and blue you see right here.
Each and every
That's red, white, and blue.
And I'm going to keep asking that same question each and every time.
The place where my ancestors breathed in this American air, drank this American water.
Who are your ancestors?
Fought in this America.
Who are your ancestors, sir?
My ancestors built this country, sir.
Oh, so you're black. You're a black American. Is that what you're telling me?
Sir,
FBA.
Is there a problem?
Black American.
Is there a problem being American?
He ain't no goddamn FBA.
Is there a problem? Is there a problem being American, sir?
Half of you motherfuckers are going to war with each other. Fight the fucking America. Give me a fucking break,
sir. You don't sound like you're from this country, sir.
Define America,
sir. It doesn't sound like you're from this country.
Define America.
Land where I love, stand beside her and guide her.
Wow.
Decide her and guide her. Okay. Let's all. No. Let's just say I go with that. Do you protect her every day?
Just like my ancestors have.
Do you protect her rights? No,
Absolutely.
You don't. No, you don't.
Absolutely. And shout out to the brave men and women in uniform.
Because if you
protect this country every day.
You accept the fact it's her body, her choice. You would defend that. You would defend.
And I would also say is that we wouldn't sit there with a guy that is a Marine, that is a sniper, and just dismiss his tears and crying and what he's been through.
I didn't dismiss it.
No, you did dismiss it by like just acting like, okay, it's just business as usual. No, when a person like that what he's saying.
This man, the Reaper, is a hero, is an American hero. However,
when you say however, you negate. But and however, that negates what you said prior. He's an American hero, period. There's no however.
However, he cannot let these cameras exploit him at these times and moments. I know he's trying to fight it back.
And he did this story.
These tears, he allowed the cameras to exploit it.
So he's not allowed to be human? He's not allowed to become a human being?
So now we have people reacting and saying, hey, this is we have to be against the military, see what it does. I'm more marketing towards giving America.
I'm saying that we need to actually understand what war brings. I'm not saying being against the military. I'm an ex-military. And what I'm saying is that people like you that will vote for Trump and vote for war because you're a warmongering.
Trump doesn't even know down about
war, and you have no idea what war is comprised of and what it does to people. If this guy who is a professional sniper is breaking down from wars he's fought, that tells you that war is not something to like just blink an eye at or think it's like just some bullshit that you could just take lightly. War is nothing light about war, bro. When people are in those situations in combat, very treacherous and terrible things happen. And for
people are going to war.
That means you probably ain't even seen nobody die in real life. Have you seen a person actually die in your real life?
Genesis.
Last breath?
People are going to war
bodies,
for this guy.
If you did, then you wouldn't even think it was something with some bullshit to just be like, okay.
I've seen a lot of bodies.
You haven't, because no, you would.
I've seen a lot of bodies, sis.
If you see a lot of bodies, no, have you seen it die? Have you actually looked into its eyes, watch it die?
Yes, sis.
If that's the case, then it wouldn't be so nonchalant for you.
I don't believe him.
I think he's lying. Let's go.
Like screaming.